Yeah.
Yo, what's good, yo? What's good?
What's going on? What's popping, man?
Still feeling thirsty?
No, not at all. Actually,
Oh,
I've
okay.
never known thirst. Truthfully,
I know for a fact that is not true.
never known thirst at all.
Would you be willing to take a polygraph?
Polygraphs aren't even admissible in court.
This isn't for court. This is just so niggas know you lying.
You're going to have to take me to court, though.
Fine.
You're just gonna have to do it.
Listen, if I get my hands on you, it ain't gonna be no court.
You sure would like to get your hands on a nigga, huh?
All right.
Oh, yeah, look at you,
All
sick
right.
boy,
I was
sick.
thinking more like putting down the rabid dog that you are, but here
Sick
you go.
puppy.
I mean, we're all a little bit sick.
But are we all puppies?
No,
Yeah,
absolutely not.
because I'm big dog. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome back. It is episode
Welcome back.
122. It has been quite some time. How we feeling, man? How we feeling in the crowd, man?
I'm
It's,
I'm
it's
both
yeah,
a
yeah,
host and in the crowd.
yeah, for sure. Just act like, yeah.
Okay. Um, if I'm in the crowd, I'm about to cause trouble like it's Jerry Springer or
All
Morning.
right, well, yeah, cut that nigga mic off. Cut his mic off. Get him the fuck out of here.
This is about to be the Steve Wilkos show. I'm about to start throwing chairs.
Hey, look, I'll tell you what. A lot of people don't know the beauty that is having a chair above your head and knowing you about to throw it. It's a liberating feeling.
It feels good. Like it gives you a certain sense of power. Like if you like are just constantly being emasculated, your boss talking crazy to you, calling you a bitch and all types of shit, niggas doing you dirty
Mm,
in your day-to-day life. You
mm,
put that chair over your head, everything gonna feel good for the next 10 to 15 seconds. It's gonna
okay.
feel even better if you beam somebody in the dome with it too.
Okay. Right. I did think that's where you were going with this.
What do you mean? What else he gonna do with a chair?
I was simply just talking about having it above your head and just, I don't know, giving it a nice little toss. Nice little
Where are you tossing it?
and just in the general direction of life,
Of
you know.
hmm,
Uh.
hmm. Listen, there is no other reason to have a chair above your head unless you were about to perform a wrestling move on somebody.
Nah, me nigga like me, shit. I just
Well, it
soon
depends.
spring.
If it's a folding chair, especially a metal one, I'm cracking it over somebody's head like we in the ring. If it's just like a regular chair, I'll just throw it.
Shoot, soon as it hits spring, I just pick up my chair and I just hold it up there for a few minutes.
You just
It's like
waiting for a brawl,
it's like the spring equinox type shit. Wait, waiting for what?
a brawl.
Why would I be waiting for a ball?
You know the Montgomery brawl when he was beating.
Oh,
You said spring, so I thought that's the direction he was going with that.
oh yeah, no, I actually wasn't. But yeah, so what's up? What's up? What we got on this agenda? What we got on this agenda? Which of this? We do not have to get on all of this.
I've contributed nothing to this agenda because you never sent it to me, and I 1000% forgot about whatever I was gonna put on here. I mean, the Jew tunnels on here. I was gonna bring that up, but you named it something else. I don't. Did they find out what was going on in the tunnels?
Oh, I just said the fucking tunnels. That was all I put.
Oh, I thought you meant like literally the fucking tunnels, like because they did find like a mattress down there with stains. So like when you said fucking, I thought you meant like literally the
No,
fucking tunnels.
no.
You didn't see they found like a mattress down there with stains?
I did. I did see that. I did
I
see that.
didn't.
We're gonna get to that on the back half. We're gonna get to that on the back half. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
You being
that and that
silenced early.
that and the, in the ICJ case. We both gonna get to on the back end. I was kind of under the impression Raven would be here, so some of these topics was because we was talking about walking out of the movies, and so we brought that up. And the funniest thing about walking out of the
Do
movies
y'all
is
not
like,
schedule like when she's gonna be here, or is she?
um,
You just randomly like, hey, you ready to pod?
well, so you know how women are, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so here's your answer.
that's that's it. Okay.
um,
I
but yeah,
get it.
so we're talking about walking out of the movies and all of that. And basically, it was talking about people were talking about like their policy on like how bad a movie got to be for a nigga to walk out. And I was just like, honestly, yeah, because I can't really imagine any world where I walk out. Like I said, like if I
Yeah,
paid money to sit down in a theater to watch a movie, I simply can't imagine what's on screen that's gonna make me leave before the movie ends. I don't. It's hard for me to imagine it.
the thought has never even crossed my mind of walking out a movie. Like it's a totally different thing if you're at home and a movie is ass, you just turn it off. But like I'm first off, if I'm going to a movie theater, especially in like today's day and age, not like 15 years ago.
Hmm.
Today's day and age, when everything is online, everything is streaming. If I'm going to a movie, it's a movie that I know that I'm gonna like. So I find it like it's difficult for me to think of even going to a movie and walking out because like what's a movie that you like hate? Can you think? Yeah, I would have went to the theater and saw this and walked out. But like,
No,
would
no,
you
no.
even got into the theater in the first place? Is my
I can
question.
think of a movie that I would genuinely was supposed to go see in the theaters. Me and Raven did not. We watched it together, and I fucking hated that movie.
But
And I
would you
still
walk
wouldn't walk
out?
out of it. I
Yeah,
still
no,
wouldn't have walked out.
exactly.
That's the part that's blowing mine. Like I still can't imagine. Like, what do I have to see? The movie is Beau is Afraid. I genuinely hated that movie.
I
Um,
like that movie.
that's
I was
that's
actually I wanted to talk about it too. Oh yeah, that
that's
was one of the
that's
things that was on
that's
pretty agenda.
that is telling for
I'm
sure.
glad you saw it. So it's not just me talking. You can put your input on it.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me. I will certainly give some input on it. But yeah, like I was. Well, no, wasn't there one movie you said you walked out of where it was like it wasn't quite done. It was like maybe 20, 30 minutes left, and you were just like, all right, you know what? I'm finna head up out of here. I thought that was you that told me that there was like one time where you literally went to go see some shit. You knew it was gonna be bullshit, and it was just so bad. You were like, okay, all right. I think we can leave about 20 minutes early.
I don't think that was me. I can't think of too many times where there's been times where I fell asleep in a movie theater, but I never like walked out. I fell asleep
Yeah.
watching The Village in Night Shyamalan. I fell asleep
Hmm.
watching that in theater. I fell asleep watching you probably don't remember this movie, but this shit from like 2004, 2005, Rain, a dragon movie with
Mm,
Christian Bale in it.
mm,
That was
mhm.
one of the most boring movies I've ever had the displeasure of seeing in my entire life. It was horrendous. That was
Yeah,
a movie about dragons, terrible.
I feel like before I walk out of a movie, I will simply just fall asleep in protest. Like it's no like again, I pay my money for this. I would much rather watch a terrible movie and just imagine how I'd make it better, and that would be worth more of my money than leaving.
Yeah. Like the only time I even hear people talk about leaving movies, um it's usually horror related and it's usually like the ultra religious people like, oh, there's demons in this movie. I don't want to see that. Or it's people that are like they have like a weak constitution, like, oh shit. I can't afford to
Yeah,
see a nigga get his eyeballs pulled out through his nostrils.
yeah,
I can't see this.
oh, I didn't know y'all was doing that. Okay,
Yeah. That's
I'm
the only
finna
time
head
I
out.
hear about people leaving movies is it's usually horror related, right?
It's to me, I feel like the only two things I can think of are it's usually horror related, or it's sort of like a political slash like social issue type of thing, right? Like,
Who goes
which,
to see
well, yeah,
political
that's
social
that's a much more what's the word I'm thinking for? A much more niche one. But like,
mm,
I'm just thinking to myself, like, I remember they've had showings of movies where if there was a political slant to the movie, niggas will walk out of the movie once they're like, oh, you one of them. Oh, okay, see you later.
it's
I
crazy
was
how
out of there.
the only political movies that niggas walk out of, um Well, I can't say only because I don't know for sure, but like it seems like the type of niggas that would go see political movies are
Mhm.
like the types of niggas. You know that movie that came out last year about the trafficking or whatever?
Mhm.
Like they would willingly go see that movie, but another movie that they didn't know was political that had political probable left leaning politics in it, they will walk out of.
Mhm. Gotcha.
I'm trying to think.
Uh,
I can't think of a single movie that I've even considered walking out of.
yeah, I don't see a world on where I would do that.
God bless them people that be doing that. Truly don't care about their $37 they spent on the theater.
You said $37. No, literally. A popcorn and a ticket, brother. You're paying $29 guaranteed.
Like I go to the movies and I spend like almost $50 sometimes. Cause I'll go and the ticket is probably like $22, depending on if it's like a Marvel movie or some movie like 4D and the chairs be moving and shit, it's probably like $28. And then my go-to snacks, I usually get a bottle of water, beer, and two hot dogs. And that's like
Mhm.
$30 right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we got next
Uh,
on here.
what else we got? What else we got? I was just while you were talking about that, I was pulling up a few things about the tunnel just so I can have it at the ready. Um,
Is the situation still developing? Because I feel like I haven't heard anything else about it since like the initial release.
well, I don't think you will hear much more about it, to be perfectly frank. And again, I'll get to
Oh,
that
why is
when
that?
we get there.
Why do you think that
I
is?
will certainly get to that when we get there. I promise it's not a crazy stance. It's probably I mean, I don't know, it seems pretty likely to me. But I guess while we're on the subject of movies, we might as well talk about the Emmys and the Golden Globes, even though those are TV, well, TV and movies. But we could do a quick little jump. Like
Yeah,
I ain't gonna spend too much on this.
I didn't watch. I never really watch any award shows. I just don't care.
No, I don't either. I just thought it was interesting to see what won. Um,
Yeah,
but
I
yeah,
saw
so
like didn't Abbott Elementary, didn't they win something?
no idea, no idea. I will go through the list right now. So best drama, right? They had a couple things in here. I'm not gonna hold you. This is pretty light. Like this is pretty light. Secession one, of course, of course, right?
Yeah.
Um, one thing I saw an interesting. What is it called? What is it called? I saw an interesting stat about Better Call Saul. Right? I haven't
Mhm.
watched it, but they were saying Better Call Saul has been nominated for like 50 something Emmys in its whole run and never won any single one of them.
That's insane.
Yeah, which is pretty nuts. Like
I
mind you,
watched like the first few seasons of it. It's good. Like it's wait, did Breaking Bad win any Emmys? Because if Breaking Bad won, how did Better Call Saul not win?
uh, let's see. Breaking Bad Emmy Awards nomination and wins. Let's see. I see a winner here. This outstanding picture editing. I see a winner for outstanding supporting actor, supporting actress, outstanding writing. It won quite a few Emmys. Outstanding drama series, lead actor, single camera picture editing, drama series the year before that. 2 years in a row they was cooking. Oh Lord.
I just want
Oh
to
it.
see how they won
Oh
all that and
no,
Better Call Saul
no,
hasn't won anything.
no. It was more than 2 years. Them boys was cooking
It
up
was
from
on a run.
2010, from like 2009 to 2014. They was eating. Nope, nope. He Bryan Cranston won as outstanding lead actor in '08. So nah, that was a 6 year run where they was shaking shit.
Hmm. Better Call Saul ain't won nothing. That's crazy to me.
Nothing, nothing. Which I think is again, I haven't watched Better Call Saul, so I can't speak on any of that. But for me, I'm looking at all the shows up here. Like they got Andor, they got The Crown, they got House of the Dragon, The Last of Us, The White Lotus, and Yellow Jackets. Now, granted, I think unfortunately they did run into Succession this time with it being the series finale. It's like, yeah, they're gonna sweep. They're gonna give them everything that they're gonna give them because that's
Hmm.
it. It's
It's a
over
good
with.
show and it's over. Yeah. Didn't Better Call Saul just end though too?
Might
Was
have,
it just
yeah,
their
it might
final
have.
season?
Yeah, well, maybe. So let's see if they snuck something out. All right, so drama series went to Succession. Comedy series, I thought this was really weird. The Bear one.
Is the Bear comedy? It seems
The
kind of like
Bear is not
drama.
comedy. The Bear is
Yeah,
a good show. It's a very good show. Let's
I've
but
heard. Yeah.
I don't understand a world where The Bear is comedy. Especially given like everything else in this category, like Ted Lasso, Abbott Elementary, Barry. Like, where's Bear a comedy series? It's like nigga, y'all just had to get the Bear a win, and y'all couldn't put him in drama because you knew Succession was gonna win there, and you're like, fuck, where do
Hmm.
we put him?
I mean, are there even like funny scenes in the Bear?
N- Honestly, no. It's funny at times, but it's not a series that ever portrays itself as a funny show.
Everything I've seen, like clips and everything that people have said, this shit just looks stressful.
No, yeah, literally, it's a very anxiety-inducing show. Like that's kind of the whole point where it's supposed to just be like. So that again, comedy series is crazy, but I guess you had to get him a win, and I guess you said fuck Abbott, right? Um, so limited series Beef won, which of the shows here, I didn't watch any of them, so I couldn't tell you. I'm just glad Jeffrey Dahmer joint didn't win.
Was that even nominated?
It
Let's see.
unfortunately was. That Obi-Wan Kenobi, Daisy Jones in the Six, and Fleischman is in trouble. Fleischman.
Surely you just made those shows up. Like you had to.
Fleischman. No, that's for the second half of the show. Okay. Let me think. Let me think. Lead actor in a drama series. Kieran Culkin from Secession won. Secession had 3 people nominated for this category.
Mm,
That's crazy. Lead actress in a drama series. Surprise. Secession won again.
mm.
Lead actor in a comedy series. Jeremy Allen White won for The Bear. Yet again, I'm sorry. This like don't fuck them twice. Like, that's all I ask, right? Like, if you're gonna give The Bear the win for the best comedy series, then when it comes to lead actor in a give it to Bill Hader for Barry or Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso, or you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
again, I don't watch Ted Lasso either, but I assume he's funny in Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah, I've heard amazing things for Ted Lasso
So,
and Barry. Niggas love Barry. I
yeah.
know for sure. I've seen parts of Barry. Like I watched the first season and a half of the second season. So Barry's like that.
Lead actress in a comedy series that went to Quinta Brunson from Abbott.
Okay, so I knew she won something. I wasn't sure if it was the show or if it was her specifically.
Yeah, lead actor in a limited series, Beef. Lead actress limited series, Beef. Supporting actor in a comedy series, The Bear. Yet again, I mean, I don't
Where are
get
they
this
getting
one.
this comedy from?
I really don't. I really don't. I don't understand it. Not to mention, I don't think he should have won this one. I do think Tyler James Williams from Abbott Elementary probably should have won this.
Hmm.
Supporting actress in a comedy series, you guessed it, The fucking Bear again.
Dog.
At least this was a black woman winning. I was like, all right, well, I guess I have to.
I just gotta take that one on the chin. I want to root for her.
Yeah, she didn't, I wouldn't say that was fully yours, but it's, you know what? It's yours now. Go ahead, handle your
Hmm.
shit. Supporting actor in a drama series, the dude from Succession one, Tom. Which honestly, of all the choices here, I think this is the best one. I think he genuinely cooked his role. Supporting
Did
actress.
did
Oh, god.
Pedro Pascal win anything for The Last of Us?
No, don't look like it. I'll check if he was even. He was nominated for lead actor in drama. And Bella Ramsey was actually nominated for lead actress. She no, yeah, lead actress. Yeah.
Yeah, at least they got nominated.
Mm-hmm. Let me go. Let me keep skipping. I don't even know what this means. This actually is funny because remember how Beef was cooking all the limited series shit? They got to supporting actor in a limited series or movie, and Paul Walter Hauser from Blackbird won. And I thought this was really funny because they simply could have given it to the guy from Beef, but they couldn't have given it to the guy from Beef. Because remember, I don't know if you remember, he was the one
He
who
was on that sick shit, right?
who went on a podcast and told
Yeah.
some randomly detailed story about an essay, an active essay he committed, and then it was just like, so what am I supposed to think of this? Is this? I don't get it. He's like, no, it's a joke, man, it's a joke. Cause okay, no, well, you got it, I guess.
I thought it was very funny. Love
um,
detailed stories about SA.
I
I'm
mean,
glad you told that.
I'm not gonna hold you. I don't understand why niggas complain about cancel culture when you could just tell that joke. Like,
Why would you even think that's funny? Like,
well, because it wasn't a joke, but yeah, I hear you.
but why would you present a heinous act in a joking manner? I guess is a better question.
Mm, mm, I just wanted to. So anyway, Niecy Nash won for Jeffrey Dahmer as supporting actress. I didn't even know she was in that.
I forgot she was in. I knew she was in it. I watched all of it. But it's been so long since I've seen it. I forgot she was in it.
I know she was just looking. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Speaking of that, oh, hold on, I'll post it in the chat. I will post it in the chat. Her red carpet look, man.
Oh, yeah, I saw her on the red carpet.
Oh, I'm gonna post it again because I need to see it again.
Hmm.
Holy! I was like, listen, man. I just want to shake her hand.
Just the hand. That's what you want to shake?
Just her hand. So writing for a comedy series, The Bear wins a fucking game.
Dog.
Writing for a drama series, Secession, Beef. So just literally The Bear, Beef, and Secession. Beef was cool. I didn't think Beef would. I'm confused. Like I thought maybe the world is crazy because I guess Beef did come out last year, but that feels like it was so long ago.
Yeah. So does Jeffrey Dahmer. That also feels super long ago. It probably, I think I watched that in like June last year. Like maybe, no, before that. That shit feels like it was forever ago, you know?
Mm-hmm.
When, as a matter of
Well,
fact, when did Succession end?
that ended this year. That was oh, I wish I knew the date. I want to say that was like
How did it end this year? When didn't the last season start? I guess it started last year and it didn't finish until this year.
it aired in May 28th. That was the last day.
The last episode or the when the last season started.
No, that was the last episode of the last season.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was like super long ago. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much the Golden Globes. Not nothing too not Golden Globes, sorry, Emmys. Um,
the award show.
yeah, that's about it. That's about it. We'll see. Anybody else there looked rather ravishing?
I
Let's see.
mean,
Let's see. Taraji P Henson was there. Not sure for what, but thank you.
was she in a show last year?
I don't know. Keep showing up though.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it.
Like even if they
I
don't
will not
put you in
complain.
one, keep showing up. Yeah, no, I got nothing else. Well, yeah, so that's that for that. But yeah, I guess apparently The Bear is a comedy series, and
Maybe
I
they'll
don't
lean
know.
into it on season two.
Well, season 4, I guess at this point. No, season
There's
3.
been.
Sorry. No, there's 2 seasons. There's only two
I was
seasons.
about
Sorry.
to say. Wait, I heard season two got announced. It came out already.
Mm-hmm. The Bear, yeah, yeah.
Is it still going on or did it end?
Oh no, it's done. It's done. It's been done.
Where does the time go? It feels like it just got announced.
Oh yeah, no, it must have been a minute.
Jesus. Oh,
Um, let's see, So we can go into sports. We can go into video games. We could talk about some music. Where you want to go
what
next?
we got from music.
So music. I actually have two stories. One terrible, one bad but funny.
Hmm.
I guess we'll start with terrible and then get with too bad with funny. So
When you say terrible, is this like a Diddy situation terrible or like a funny terrible or?
Not a funny terrible. Less terrible than Diddy's situation, but still terrible.
Okay.
I
My
know that
expectations have
didn't.
been tempered.
Yeah, I know that didn't help much. So, there is a rapper by the name of Real Boston Richey.
Okay.
Right
Sounds
now,
familiar. I think I heard of
it,
him.
it does probably sound familiar because what people most notably know him for is Real Boston Richey had some paperwork come up where when he was
He a
16 or
snitch.
17, yeah, something along the lines. He was 16 or 17 and he gave the police information. So again, that came up, that whole thing happened, da da da. And mind you, when that dropped, he was signed to Future. Like Future, he was Future's artist. Future gave him like three
Future has a label?
free band. Yeah, free
Oh,
band.
free bands. Oh
Yeah, free
yeah.
band. But yeah, so he signed him to his label. He gave him like two or three features. Like he was giving a stimulus package. He said, "All
Yeah.
right, here you go, the stimmy." And so when this whole thing dropped about the snitching, we just stopped seeing Future around. We didn't hear nothing, no official announcements. We just stopped seeing them two niggas around, and I ain't heard nothing about it since from Future. So I guess he's no longer part of Free Band Gang, doing his own shit. And so that was the last we had heard of Boston Richey for a while. I think then after that there was that thing of him where he went to the football team and used their locker room, and the coaches were mad as fuck or something. Which I didn't really care much about. But unfortunately, now Boston Richey is back in the news again. And this time, Boston Richey is facing backlash for allegedly, I'm putting allegedly here, it's doing a lot of heavy lifting because there are
He did that shit.
there's some proof to these allegations. But he's allegedly was dating an underage girl who recently turned 18 this year.
How you gonna be a snitch and be?
Yeah.
You
I
gotta
heard
pick
that
the
you I heard that you you don't even finish the bar.
poison girl.
Um, so that was the first thing. Then there were some videos that dropped.
Videos.
Not
How you
like
got
videos,
video
like
evidence?
well, yeah, well, it weren't obviously wasn't him taking the video, right? But then there were
Oh
videos
yeah.
that dropped.
Oh,
And so people were just like, oh, okay. Now, mind you, all of this stuff came up. Real Boston Richie deleted his Twitter and turned off his comments on Instagram.
nigga, if you get to a point in life where you just gotta turn your comments off, you just gotta take the L and just not have social media anymore. I think.
So then that was that. And I want to make sure I get this right because I want to say there was then a second one that emerged.
A second underage girl?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yo, put this nigga away.
So now the first one's mother spoke on this and she said a bunch of things that did not give me much hope for us. She pretty much was just like, y'all so pressed about my daughter, y'all weird as fuck, like da da da.
Yo, oh my
Yeah,
god.
y'all don't know nothing, y'all don't know shit, y'all just going off what y'all hear and da da da. And I'm like, okay,
Is
so
this girl 20? You sound like an idiot. Your
yeah,
daughter underage is dating a grown man. How old is
yeah,
Boston Richie?
26.
So a girl under the age of 18 was talking to a 26-year-old and the mother's defending it.
Well, if she's 18 now and they met when she was 16, what, 24, 16, same shit.
Yeah,
But
that is still
um
yeah.
the mother says, well, I damn sure ain't clearing shit up. Why y'all so pressed? What's the real issue? Yeah, that's what I thought. This I swear to you, this is what she's typing.
What do you
Um,
mean? What's what?
they have a picture of the mother. In another world, I would say something, but
Is this like a R. Kelly Aaliyah situation? So the mother's like pimping the daughter out
I don't even think it's
because
pimping. I think it's
well
probably
not
just
pimping, but like
some
she's
of
giving
these.
the okay for money.
Yeah, well, it might not even be for money. Sorry, people fail to realize there are a lot of people who genuinely like
Don't
just
give a
don't
fuck about the
see like
age.
once their child is in high school, they just don't see this as crazy, which is crazy to me.
Crazy.
But yeah, so she was saying y'all really take time out of y'all day to find my profile and reach out to the mother of a famous model for what, which is crazy, famous model.
The mother of
Um,
a famous an 18-year-old is a famous model.
yeah, and she said I'm a Capricorn, baby. I'm a-
Okay, enough of this. Oh my god. Oh my god. What
you
is that
wasn't
shit?
feeling that?
What is that memes like I don't agree with all women. Some of you bitches be dumb. I need that. See, this is why your girlfriend needs to be here so she can say that and we don't get in trouble.
But yeah, so basically they discovered that he pretty much was in contact with her when she was 17, possibly 16. Like, um, yeah. Now, one thing I will say is they show her mom. Like I said, she is definitely a specific ethnicity. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I know. I wasn't going anywhere with that, but it's just a little nutty. This whole thing is nutty, and it's actually really it kind of stinks because when niggas did the snitching shit, I didn't really care too much about that. I was like, bro, I
Yeah.
swear to you, I don't give a fuck. I swear,
That
like,
shit, that nigga was a kid. He was
yeah, the
16.
nigga was 16, 17. They stole a car, and then again, he didn't. I can't remember if he like. I don't think he fully snitched on his niggas. I think he just simply told the police things that he didn't need to tell.
Yeah.
Which again, snitching. That's how they gonna look at it no matter what. But for me, I'm like, bro, that was when he was 16. If the nigga is 24 now, it's like, bro, I mean, like 8 years of a gap when you're only 24, that's a third of your life. You understand? Like
Mhm.
that's a big ass gap. Now, granted, now if your ass is like 35 and like I did that 8 years ago, bitch, you was 27. Like that's don't
Nigga, you
like
were
nah,
still like maximum
nah.
adult at that point. Your
Yeah,
brain
yeah, yeah,
was
yeah,
fully
yeah.
at 25,
Yeah,
so
nah, you can't get that one off. You
you're
can't like,
super adult.
but 8 years when like you turn 20 and niggas find some shit from when you was 12, bro. I was 12. Like, like it's like, come on, dog. Like,
That's like when people's bringing up Gunna snitching when he was doing the Crime Stopper shit. That was before like the actual like snitching situation now with Young Thug.
yeah,
But like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you brought the Crime Stopper, it was like, nigga, he was a teenager. And he wasn't even snitching. That was like an ad.
Not an ad.
That
Hey,
was an
look, I'm not
after
gonna
school
hold you.
program. That was like Dare.
If you do an ad for Crime Stoppers, that's like double snitching. Like I ain't gonna hold you. That's
So it's like Dare used to come to your school and it's like, nigga,
yeah, I hear you. That's layered snitching though. Like that's definitely layered snitching.
layered. Listen, that wasn't even a crime. Nothing even happened. I was just
I,
listen.
it's even worse than snitching.
It's
You are
preventative
encouraging
snitching.
other people to snitch. You are spreading the snitch virus.
Ready to snitch virus. Nigga, you are snitch ground zero.
literally, literally, like, bro, you are snitch zero. Like, nah, no way, no shot. But yeah, so I'm just like, yeah, well, look, it's looking terrible for you, buddy. Might want to get a CDL. I don't know. It's up to you.
We gotta stop telling niggas to get a CDL when their
Yeah,
career
you're
don't work
right. You're
out.
right. I
It's
don't
too
want this
many
nigga on the
truck
road.
drivers.
I don't want you
Yeah.
niggas on the road.
Go be
Find a work from home job. Anyone will do.
nigga, go be a Target associate.
No, because I go to Target. No, no, bro.
Listen, that's a smart nigga shouldn't be able
Put his
to
ass in
enjoy his time at home.
Marshalls or something.
That's be going to Marshalls. Burlington Go Factory.
All right, damn. I was about to say, are we gonna find anything that?
You got any problems? No, Value City Furniture. Put him in
Okay,
Value
there we
City
go. I was
Furniture.
about to say, put his ass in errands. We'll be good.
Nobody on planet Earth is going to Value City, if that's even a company anymore.
Oh, what's the betting company? The one that they say is a money laundering firm, mattress firm. Is that the one?
Mattress Firm.
Go work for them niggas. Go sell some king sizes, bro. Like,
I don't think it was Mattress Firm specifically. I think it was every mattress company. Because you think about like you see any mattress store, that bitch is always empty, no matter what it is. It's always empty.
a mattress store is still just a hilarious thought to me.
I mean, before the internet, where else would you go to get a mattress? There had to be stores for that.
True, but you notice how you said before the internet, and the internet's existed for like 2 decades
All
at
right, not
least.
before the internet, before Amazon, and
I mean, even
before
before Amazon,
even
hell,
before that, you could go to
IKEA was whooping niggas. Walmart
yeah.
was getting y'all up out of here. It's now granted, I see a couple places that they're not just like the thing is the places that sell mattresses are not just mattresses stores anymore. Like, so you can't just have like a Sealy store. I mean, you probably could, but I just don't know what foot traffic you're gonna get in it.
That's why it's all money laundering.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Because think about it, women's. I'm trying to think because when I got I'm trying to think. My most recent mattress that I got, I ordered online. Um, Before that, I got it from. Yeah, I didn't even get it from like a straight up mattress store. I got it from a store that sells furniture, and they had beds.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm screaming that we went from Boston Richey to talking about mattresses and shit. But while we
Make that
still
nigga
on
mattress
music,
salesman.
yeah, please, I beg of you, Mr. Richey,
We'll
come
never see
on,
that nigga again.
you will be the regional mattress man.
Save the children.
We don't want him saving the children.
No, I'm saying save the children by keeping him away from them, because children not gonna be in the mattress store. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. Shit, nobody will be.
I was about to say there won't be any humans in the mattress store.
So again, let's go. Let's go another music topic. Do you want to talk about Lupe versus Cudi first, or Drake versus Mos Def?
Let's do Lupe versus Kid Cudi, because this one's a little bit more funny.
Yeah, for sure. So this one is, mind you, I've been a Lupe fan for a while, longer than I've been a Cudi fan, and I think I was a Cudi fan around the time this beef popped off, and I never knew what the hell it was about. Or
Yeah, I just like I knew they've been beefing for not even they've been beefing. I knew Lupe Fiasco had smoked for Kid Cudi for years, but I just learned today what it was over. For the longest time, I had no idea why.
yeah,
But I just think it's so funny that Lupe Fiasco, even though he's mad at this nigga, he's still like he's doing impartial hating. Like he's not taking nothing away from his career
yeah,
or
it's like, bro,
talking crazy.
I just simply hate how you give it up. Like
I
it's nothing
just
else.
hate this nigga, bro. I'm not his music good, bro. Oh, fuck all that. He's just a bitch ass nigga. And you know, I gotta respect that. I think
Yeah, yeah, no,
this most recent tirade from Lupe came from a interview that Kid Cudi did, right? Where he was talking about because I saw Lupe's tweets first, and I was like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Lupe tweeted something about like nobody give a fuck that you worked at a bait store. Nobody give a fuck what you was doing as a regular Joe before you was famous with your bitch ass good job. I just thought the good job part was funny. I was like, you had to throw that in there. They had a good job. And
yeah,
then I saw the interview, and Kid Cudi was telling the story about how before he was famous, when he was still dropping mixtapes, he was working there. He used to hide in the back so people wouldn't see him and be like, "Oh, I saw you before you got famous." And he like hid in the back when Lupe Fiasco came in. And
hmm
then that's when Lupe put that tweet out like, "Nigga, don't give a fuck what you was doing working at Bait. That was a good job, nigga. That was before you
yeah,
famous. Nobody
where,
care."
yeah, where, like, not to mention, it's like, but the funniest thing is, I think in that Cuddy interview, he was even talking about, like, again, he was speaking from a place of insecurity. He was basically saying, like, I was insecure about any rapper seeing me in them stores. So it wasn't just Lupe he was ducking
Yeah,
from. It was,
it was
look,
everybody.
look, if I see somebody security guards and a camera crew come in, I'm ducking off. Like, I ain't even gonna wait to see who it is. I'm ducking off. But I was crying because the first tweet I seen about it today was from Lupe. He just flat out said, "Yo, old boy a bitch," and continues to be one. Ain't nobody finna bring up that he used to work at the bait store to diss his bitch ass for having a regular job before he was famous with a cooler job. Like, and then right after that, he was just like, he was like, I caught a wind of it scrolling through fan comments, and I'm like, fuck is he talking about now with my name? Like, he hid from me in the bait store back in the day because he didn't want me to use it against him when he got famous. Like job shaming. Like he's literally said, like job shaming. Like, and then so
Now,
literally, so then
I was
Lupe
gonna
pretty
say,
much,
I will say for that one, if he's going based off the comments and not seeing the actual clip, it's not like he was saying, "Oh, me and Lupe got smoked." So yeah, I was definitely hiding from
well,
him.
no. So the thing is, his smoke is, and he explains it in the thread where it's just like it's up, good, it's up, it's just up
Yeah.
for good now at this point. But basically, he was saying like back in the day, Cuddy was going through a lot of shit. We all saw it. Industry shit, personal shit. So he said he had a habit of reaching out to artists on the low, make sure they was cool. So he did that with Cuddy, sent them words of encouragement and like we got your back type shit, da da da. So fast forward, he mentions them in an interview. This is like not recent, like but mentions them in an interview way back when, and
Mhm.
he mentions them in a positive light, right? So basically, Lupe said every time he see Cuddy, he asks if he good, da da da. Plus, I'm a fan of this nigga, so I'm happy to see him shine. Time passes. The next time I see him is at a show in LA. It's Lupe, ASAP Rocky, and a few other niggas. Again, the same type of energy, right?
Mhm.
So Lupe just thinking everything straight. So now fast forward, Lupe was on Twitter. offering his fans a personal verse for like $500 or something. Whereas like the fan would pick the beat, the concept, and Lupe will rap it, and then make a one-on-one art packaging for it. Which is so funny to me because I remember when this was brought up, niggas were talking about some damn, he must be down bad. And I was like, honestly, I think Lupe's the type of nigga, he's just bored. He just wants something to do. Like, and
Yeah,
he just figured
and
he can make some dollars off it too and not charge y'all too much. Because if I
exactly
charge y'all
like
two thousand,
$500 from a famous rapper, like niggas be charging thousands of dollars for verses.
yeah, it's like,
Charging
bro,
$500 to your fans is nothing.
yeah, because if I got charged 500, like, bro, I will get hits. Whereas versus if I put my shit at 5 bands, I might get one person or two people to do it. But y'all really not the people I wanted to do it anyway. Like,
Exactly. Like these are if I have fans that listen to me and are rappers, and they want to get a verse from me, nigga, this song's gonna get more play if people see featured Lupe Fiasco, and I'm only charging $500.
well, no,
Like
it's
this
not
is a
even
gift
that.
to my fans.
It's not even that. This was just a personal verse. So it was literally they picked the
Oh,
beat, they picked the concept, he raps it, and it's basically a one-on-one. It's no copies. It's just you own that record. Now, sure, you could put the record up somewhere, but
mhm.
okay. Like, I mean, well, you can't do nothing with it because but anyway, so then while he was doing this, Cudi tweeted him out of nowhere and asked, "What you gonna do with the money from those verses?" So Lupe was just like, "Oh, okay." Like I thought he was just playing. So Lupe responded back, "Well, shit, what you gonna do with the money from your Zenoti collabs?" Or I don't know how to pronounce this shit. Zanotai? I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
It's some design. Zanotti shoes. It's a shoe. Giuseppe Zanotti. I don't know. So anyway, he had a Giuseppe. Why I ain't just say Giuseppe's? But he had a collab, I guess, with Giuseppe's, and he got 1,500 for it. So he was like, "What you gonna do with that money?" So then it's silence. He ain't respond to it. And so he ain't even really think about it. And then Lupe
Mhm.
said after like 10, 15 minutes, they get a bunch of spam tweets talking about he's a thief and he's a swindler. So he's like, what the fuck is going on?
Hello?
Yeah, right. So he's like, a thief, swindler, what the fuck? So he go to Cudi page, and Cudi on his page talking about some Lupe robbing his fans, and I would never do that to my fans. So then Lupe is like, yo, is this nigga serious? Like, so he's basically him. Like, first off, that shit sounds so funny. Like, why? I would never rob my bro. I'm making you a custom song. How am I robbing you? You were
No,
paying me
that's crazy.
$500 to get a custom one of one Lupe song that has never been heard before, and it won't be the same again. What are we saying? What are you saying, bruv? Like, like I don't get it. That is robbery to me. Listen. What would Future charge me to to make a song just for me?
That nigga charging you 17 bands at the minimum.
Like, bro, $500 for a nigga of Lupe's caliber. Bro, this is robbery. All right. But so anyway, so Lupe is like, yo, like what the fuck? Like Lupe said basically him and Cudi had the same security at the time. So he reached out to his security and was like, yo, let me get Cudi number. And the old boy was like, oh, he changed it, but I got his management number. So then he called management, can't get Cudi number from it. So basically nobody can seem to get Cudi on the phone, right? And then so he was literally saying like, and then that's when then he started getting sick. And then he was just like, to this day, this bitch won't get on the phone. And even when we at the same festivals, they don't allow me to go to his stage. He gonna duck a call. He gonna duck a face to face. And all I ever wanted was an explanation, or at least a my bad or something, because I never did
Yeah,
nothing to the nigga except support him. He's like, and then that's when he said, so now it's fuck him for life and keep my name out your mouth, bitch.
I get it.
And then literally followed that out with, I'm not jealous of him. I'm not bullying him. This don't got nothing to do with fame nor money. At the end of the day, he slighted a notoriously good nigga. I stay solid and I will seek satisfaction till my heart stops.
I will seek satisfaction till my heart stops is a crazy bar.
Yeah,
Actually
like this.
sound terrifying considering that nigga is a fake samurai. Not
And the
even fake,
funny
that nigga is
part
a
was,
real samurai.
he was laughing. The funniest part is one of the fans was like, "No, no, Lupe, nah, he like you gotta watch the interview because he's not." You were mad at him then. He's saying he would duck all rappers out of insecurity just in case there might be potential beef in the future. And he was just laughing that it came true with you. And then he was like, "A beef he started with a nigga who actually looked out for him. Make that make sense. This nigga a bitch." Oh, and then somebody found that actual tweet from Cudi from 2014. It said, "What are you doing with the money you're making from this, Lupe? Are you giving some of this money you're about to make to a charity, or?" And it's like, huh, huh? Like, why did I need to do that?
Yeah, like I can't make money as a
I
nigga with a
can't,
job.
bro. I still can't. I don't understand the part. Yeah, yes, literally. Why is this even your concern? All right, why is this even your concern? And then the funniest part was somebody else brought up some shit. Like I remember when Chief Keef threatened to slap you, and you was talking about retiring. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's crazy." Because I met Chief Keef at the studio soon after that. We ain't had no issues.
Mm,
We dapped it up. Everything was good. Like, be clear. Any issues I got in this business, we gonna handle face to face or over the phone, except with this bitch nigga.
mm. Talk
And
that
then
talk
and then Cuddy puts out a message finally, right? He finally put one out
today.
today. Yeah, today.
Oh,
50 minutes ago, and he says, "Love you, G. Sorry if I hurt you, man. Life is too short. Hope you can find it in your heart to get past this." And Lupe said,
man,
Lupe said that was all I needed. Look at that, yeah.
that's it. It's over now after
Yeah.
years.
And
It's
somebody else had
almost
me
like he could have
crying.
said that years ago.
Somebody had me crying. It was like, it was all, if that was all you needed, then why didn't you message him and just say you want an apology? Like, what? And it's like, so you didn't read nothing about what I said, did you?
At all.
I just described where I'm not about to text no nigga. Look, either we fought talk on the phone, but you ducking. I can't talk to you in person because you ducking. And I'm not about to text you, nigga. Like, not to mention he couldn't even get your number. So he can't text you. So what, I'm gonna DM you on Twitter and hope you see that out of the millions of DMs you getting from niggas. Oh my god, you saved my life, Mr. Cuddy. Cutter. Yeah, Cutter.
Yeah, at least they squashed it. I'm glad two of my favorite rappers are no longer one sided beefing.
Yeah, Cutter. Yeah, like it's like, look, I'm glad y'all got this out the way. Because again, like I treat Kid Cudi similarly to how I treat Wale, where I feel like there was a point in time where it's just like, bro, you gotta stop doing this. Like
What
you gotta
was
stop
he
doing this.
what was he doing that made you say you gotta stop doing this? Cause like um I've been listening to this nigga for years, but
Who,
I never
Cudi or Wale?
really Cuddy. No, I know Wale was wilding the fuck out for a long period of time. That nigga was going crazy. What was Kid Cudi doing?
Well, Cudi's was, remember, Cudi was, well, there was times where he was taking shot, like he was shooting shots at Big Sean. He was taking shots at all these other niggas and just anybody, like anybody he could basically get to. Like, and mind you, he got that video of him with Selena Gomez. That video is funny as
He had a video with Selena Gomez or what?
not a music video. It's just like they chilling together somewhere, and like Selena Gomez is talking, and he responds with like some of the most deadpan serial killer sounding shit in the world, and it's it's just too. But yeah, the scaring the hoes, because he literally was terrifying the hoes. That shit was, now mind you, that's not like a real like, what are you doing? That's just funny as hell. But it's like when you combine that with, you got random beefs with niggas. Like mind you, and it's one thing when you got beefs with, like, for example, you got the beef with Lupe, where it's like this is a nigga who genuinely reached out to you to make sure you was good.
What
Like,
was
why are
it?
y'all even beefing? One. Then you was beefing with Big Sean, the guy who got you in your first train chain. And it's like, why are y'all beefing?
What
Then
was
he
he
beefed.
beefing with Big Sean for?
I don't even remember. I remember No More Interviews was the Big Sean song he had about it, where he was addressing some of it. Like, dog, like I remember at the time, like you were so grateful for everything that I done. I was grateful to be your brother. And now it's fuck me. Like, bro, you are on the end of my song called First Chain. You know the song First Chain?
Yeah.
You were on the end of that song talking about some Big Sean, my brother. Thank you. It's all love. Do. And then now you want to cook me over some imagined beef? And that's what it was at the time. Like there was a point in time where like he was just hearing shit, I guess, and he wouldn't go to double check it to make sure shit was da da da. He was just going. So hold on. So yeah, when he called out Kanye West and Drake on Twitter, that was Cudi started that. Right? He said they ain't fucking with me. Let me tell you something. The days of fuckery are over. The fake ones won't be lasting too much longer. Um,
It sounded like this was like at the height of like his mental health crisis when he ended up in the asylum. Like this nigga was just like you said, he was just hearing shit and he wasn't checking up with the niggas he was hearing it about. He was just going with it.
yeah, he said my tweets apply to who they apply to. Yay, Drake, whoever. These niggas don't give a fuck about me and they ain't fucking with me. And I'm not gonna hold you, he was probably right.
He was
But
definitely right about Drake.
he was definitely right about Drake, and you were most likely right about Kanye too, as well. That was just as long as you could provide something for me, you'll be useful.
Yeah, as long as you're on good music, making music, yeah, we good.
Yeah, so then don't get me wrong, like obviously that was when he did that, that was when Drake dropped the Two Birds, One Stone. Um and there was a whole bunch of shit. So yeah, it was just a whole bunch of stuff.
Hmm,
But yeah,
learn something
so
new every day.
so he was just beefing with a whole bunch of niggas, and it was just like, bro, at a certain point, bro, chill the fuck out, like, chill out, bro, like you're acting up, like, Big Sean, Lupe, oh, he apparently got into it with Wale too.
He got to a while, eh?
Uh huh. Yeah. So basically, yeah. So Cudi got into a scuffle with a fan at a show in Toronto, and then Wale just threw a bar about it, like throwing around wallets, like the dude that Kid Cudi hit. Um, which again, I don't even see like
It's
that's
not
not
even his
even
though.
a
That's just
slander.
like
Like
I'm just talking about what happened.
you hit a nigga. Uh, and then 9 months later, and when Cudi was on Complex, he commented on it saying it wasn't a shot. It was just a simple ass rhyme by a simple ass rapper. And then of course,
And then Wale, oh, I'm simple. And now Wale threatening to kill this nigga.
well, yeah, while they jumped out the fucking face.
He said a simple bar for a simple rapper, and
He said,
Wale.
"Simple, huh? Simple, huh? Nigga, you a addict, nigga, huh? How about that? How about that, nigga, huh? Get custody of your kids. You can't, can you? Because they don't let ads have custody, do they?" He ain't say
Mm,
all that. He ain't say all that.
he basically did.
I
It's
mean, he
Wale.
he might
You
as
could
well.
you could just imagine. We only heard a fraction of what that nigga was saying
Yeah,
behind
like
closed
he
doors.
sent that one tweet, but boy, I know he was talking.
Wale is genuinely fucking insane. I can only imagine what that nigga was getting off his chest.
But okay, what else? What else we got? All right, so let's get to the Drake Most Def thing because I'm sure this will be the most riveting part of the pod. So Mos Def, also known as Yasiin Bey, that's the name he prefers to be referred to as. And with
Is
all
that
due,
his new rap name, or did he change his actual name to that?
that's his actual name. I think his there was like so basically he got off of Mos Def out of protest because he felt like it was being commodified and da da da. And I'm like, listen,
Mhm.
dog, no disrespect. If your stage name is your stage name, I'm finna call you that because that's your stage name. I don't know you as a person.
Yeah.
Like I
So
respect you
Yasiin
as
Bey
a
is his
person.
real name. He didn't like change
Yeah,
his name.
yeah, yeah, like, no, like, I respect Yasin Bey. Shout out to Yasin. But, like, I'm finna call you Most Def for the sake of this argument, or for the sake of this topic.
Yeah.
So Most Def goes on a, I don't know what platform it was, but he was on some pod with some woman, and she was basically asking him about Drake, and I don't know what the precursor to this conversation was, but, for those who don't know, Most Def has always been not a big fan of like the commodification of rap and the
Mhm.
capitalism, the materialism, and all of that shit. Like he's
He's like the ultimate conscious rapper, like
yeah,
Kanye.
yeah, like he's like the conscious rapper final boss. Like, oh, as soon as he saw they was pimping his name out for like money and shit, he's like, oh nah, I'm done. Whereas most
Yeah.
niggas will be like, yeah, let's see. Yo, can you put me on a box of milk? Like on a carton of milk? Can you get me on a milk carton?
Can I get the Wheaties box without being an athlete?
I'm saying if I can get the meat, bro, because think about it, I'd be the first nigga who's not an athlete to get the Wheaties box. Think about it. But
Nigga,
yeah,
I'll
so
put my
it's
face on steaks if I can.
Yeah, Omaha is Omaha calling? Let them know, bro. I'll go to Nebraska. Trust me, it ain't shit to get out there. So basically, that was his whole thing, right? Now it's just background because it puts what he's about to say in context. Now he
Mhm.
then has a discussion, and basically he was basically saying like how all of those things, the materialism, da da da. He's like, that's not hip hop. That's not the origin of hip hop. That's not what was. That's not where it came from. That's not that's never been what hip hop is. That's what it's become, but
Mhm.
that's not hip hop, right? So then the woman transitions into like okay, so it's Drake hip hop. And then, so he pauses at first and he's like, why are you doing this to me?
Like, I'm not about to lie, but you didn't have to bring
Yeah,
this
you're
up.
right. Like he's sitting there looking like, now why would you fucking ask this? Like I'm about to give you an honest answer, but it's I just know people are gonna like it. And then basically, long story short, he pretty much said Drake is a pop artist. And then he gave a couple analogies for why he felt like Drake was a pop artist and so on and so forth. Now, that was pretty much the extent of this clip. I mean, mind you, it was a long interview. He talked about a whole bunch of stuff. But that was the clip, of course, that went crazy.
Mhm.
And it sparked a conversation. And I think it's one of those conversations where I think people often get so dead set in defense of who people are that they don't actually listen to what's being like what's being leveled against them. Because
Yeah.
it's like I listen to Drake, right? Like I'm a fan of Drake. I listen to his music. I would be lying if I told you Drake himself does not view himself as a pop artist.
Yeah. I mean, and
He
even if you don't want to say pop, he's not hip hop. You can just call him a rapper. If you got a problem with pop, just say rapper. I don't understand why people have a problem with what he said. He's not a
well,
hip
you
hop.
know why? Because they were looking at the implications. Like it's not about what he said; it's about what he. Yeah, he literally has a song called Pop Star. Yeah, not to mention he's got a couple of lines in songs talking about like like literally, I'm basically a pop star. Rap is just some shit I do on the side. Like that's literally what he said, bar for bar in the song. Like now, granted, people are talking about, well, yeah, but you got to put those in context and that's why I do wish Raven was here because she was arguing against this and she was just capping because she's a Drake eater. But it was just like it was one of those things where I'm like, look, like I just when there's critiques of Drake, I like one thing I realized is you simply cannot critique Drake. That's just what it comes down to.
He's too big to be
Um,
critiqued at this point. Niggas are
yeah,
gonna
right.
defend him to the ends of the earth.
And it's one of those things where the truth does not matter. The sub like the person who is leveling the critiques does not matter. Um, so it's like almost like because again, remember when Joe Budden said what he said, and people were like, "Well, you're Joe Budden. Who are you to say?" And it's like, okay, so let's let Most Def say something else. And then when
No
he
one
says
cares
it,
about what
now
the
yeah,
comments say.
right, yeah, yeah. Now the goals shift, and now it's da da da. And so my thing is, I think ultimately, like, I disagree with Most Def in the sense that Drake is whether you like it or not, he's hip hop. You can say he's hip hop derogatory. That's probably what you're getting at. That's what you mean, which is fine. So just say that then, right? Because that's what he's getting at. Like he admitted that this is where hip hop is, and I don't think it should be here. I hate that it's here. I lament the state of hip hop today. But if Drake is the face of hip hop today, and this is where it is, and it's here, Drake is hip hop. There's you can't separate those two things. Now I understand the reason why you want to, right? Especially from you. Like there's from a lot of niggas who could talk this talk, and it's like, man, I don't want to hear that nigga. Like if Common were to say some shit like this, like, didn't I see you doing Microsoft commercials? I don't want to hear from you about commodification. Like I saw you doing. No, stop it, cut it out. Right, but it's like again from the ultimate conscious final boss. Like it's like, yeah, okay, I understand why he is going to take this stance. Again, I don't agree with it, but
Yeah, I don't understand why you care, honestly. Like, why can't you be a hip hop artist and also, get a bag? Because
well,
like
but again, but
difference
that's
if
I think
Drake was a conscious rapper and not a pop star, but was also falling into the commodification.
you said if he was what?
Like if Drake wasn't a pop star and he was a true hip hop head, a conscious rapper like Most Def, would it still be a big deal? Like if he fell into the
I think
commodification.
for most people, no. I think possibly
It's
for
like,
most
look,
deaf, yes.
like you just brought up Common. Like Common, he's still known as a true hip hop head. He got the cap on. He's going to the slam poetry
He got the
jam.
kufi on.
He got the goofy on. He's that rapper, but nobody cares. He's in movies and in Microsoft commercials.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and that's my thing. Like again, I'm not telling you I agree with it. I'm just saying I think the knee jerk reaction to immediately just throw out anything the nigga says is just indicative of the fact that the Drake suckery is too strong. We have got to stop. We have got to relax, bro. We have got to allow this nigga to defend himself.
Yeah, there's
Like
a
I'm
few artists out there like that too, like Nicki Minaj, Beyonce. You have any critiques, nigga, you are getting doxxed and you're gonna end up homeless.
Yeah, and again, obviously it's not like that with Drake, but then like the other thing was like, I saw some of it on Twitter, and people were bringing up album sales and shit like that, and I was like, again, for a nigga who's mad at the commodification of rap, you are proving his point. Like you're this does not help the argument you think it helps. Like again, for him, he's just looking at it like, yeah, this is my point. Look who your fans are. You have the most rabid fans in the world. You have all they care about is in sales, number ones, Spotify streams. Like that's my point. He was like that. That's literally the point I'm getting at. That's why I say you're not real hip, because that's really all he was getting at. You're not a real hip hop nigga because da da da. Which, granted, by most definition, there probably ain't a real hip hop nigga. Or if there is, we ain't heard of him.
Mhm.
So that's also my other thing with some of these. It's like you gotta understand, some of these niggas is old heads, and some of these old heads they on that shit where look, this is the it's about like
This
what's
is
the
the
word
hip
I'm looking
hop
for?
blueprint. This
Yeah,
is how it should
it's
be.
like a purity. It's like you ever watch baseball and see some of them old white men moan and groan about any changes in baseball
It's
because
like the
for
game I grew up with.
yeah, because it's like, bro, they're devaluing the game. So it's again, so that's my thing where it's like, I understand the take, and usually the take falls because y'all niggas also don't actually live y'all take. But in most devs case, okay, you're one of the niggas who lives the take, fine. So it gives it a bit more credence, but I still disagree with it. And I think ultimately I can respect the part of his critique that he is saying, right? Which is the fact that again, Drake is an artist who puts his popularity, his sales, his numbers first over everything.
Mhm. Literally.
And I think, again, that is not good for music as a whole because we don't get the best music. The trends don't work the same. It's a lot of shit that happens when the bag is all that's being prioritized, right? So again, I agree with that level of the critique where it's just like, yeah, no, okay, I get it, and I get why you would want to not call him real hip hop because in your mind you're like, I don't want to what's the word? I don't want to not justify, but like he's like I don't want to give this credence. I don't like
Yeah.
it's
You
real,
don't
it's
wanna set the
here.
precedent going forward.
Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's like he set the precedent and I don't want to give him credit because it's like I'm not going to do that. Because it's
Mhm.
like to me, why would I give you credit when I feel like you've done something terrible? You get what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, you made your money, you did but like so again, I understand this critique, but I think so many people just refuse to weave in and out, right? Where it's just
Yeah.
like, and that's all I really be asking for people is like when you hear these critiques, please ignore your knee jerk reaction, right? Because your knee jerk reaction probably isn't gonna side with Most Def. Because when's the last time you heard a Most Def song? So it's just like when a nigga like Most Def, who's again, he's trying to say it very politically too. Like he's trying to say it in the nicest way he
Yeah, that
can.
nigga even he paused, was like, "How can I say this without pissing off too
Yeah,
many
and
people?"
when the analogy he gave, he was talking about something like, all right, like Drake is like music you hear in a store, right? It could be a little edgy, it could be a little this, it could be a
Like,
little that.
literally, that nigga that, Drew Walls that is constantly
Yeah.
making he what song is he playing when he was going to Target?
Talk about it. Lean.
Nigga, if you in Target, Virginia Beach is the theme song for Target now.
So basically his whole point was that it's not to say Drake don't make rap and don't make hip hop. It's he makes a sanitized and cleaned up, sanded around the edges version that betrays the true essence of hip hop. That's all he's saying. And whether you agree with him or not, I mean, again, what was the true essence of hip hop? It was literally the shit he's describing. So this does betray that. Now, whether you care or not, it's a different story. Because I care, but I don't care as much as most stuff cares. And I think
Yeah.
some people don't care at all. When I'm like, but I don't. I think we should care a little bit. We should at least care enough, like to be like, oh well, that's yeah, yeah. So needless to say, that was my whole take on the whole thing. And even somebody else had me crying because they was like, I know Drake not even gonna respond to this. He gonna repost a Insta story and then put some sassy caption. And that's
And
bar for
that's
bar what he did.
literally what he
That
did.
is literally what he
Literally.
did. That shit had me crying. It was like, I know he not gonna make a song. He not gonna make no record. He just gonna he gonna screenshot this and put put a comment underneath this shit. I need the Max win. But yeah, so either way, I was like, yeah, no, look, I get it. I get it. Like, and I'm not even mad at the take because again, it's just what you expect. Like, again, I saw an old article when I was talking to Raven about this. When I was like, dog, Public Enemy, right? You know Public Enemy. From 2013, Public Enemy called out a long list of niggas who they felt like weren't hip hop. And this goes back to the point you were saying about if he made real conscious rap, because the niggas on this list were Ludacris, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent. You get what I'm saying? Like real lyricists. So it's like these niggas who really mean that principle of that real hip hop shit, they don't care if you make good hip hop if they still think that you're not adhering to what real hip. You get what I'm
Care
saying?
about
Like,
hip hop as the movement, which I get because Public Enemy
right,
fights.
exactly. Because if I'm a nigga like Public Enemy and we all think about hip hop was a product of my environment type shit, it was about the struggle. It was about advocating for what we had going on and getting us da 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 and talking about our lives and fighting for our shit da da da. And then you see Drake who does no fighting for any. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I'm not tripping over your take on that. I'm not tripping over your take on it. I get that. And in context, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, you thinking about it like, nigga, I had to go sit in front of Congress. I had police waiting outside my house.
Hmm.
You got a police escort. It's different. Like it's just different. So I mean, I get it. I get it. But you know, it is what it is, man.
I think I agree 1000%, but I feel like some of the niggas they called out was still kind of crazy, like Snoop Dogg. Well, I mean, then again, Public Enemy when they were rapping for a cause, like they were rapping for a reason. But I
Hmm.
still feel like rapping. You brought up talking about your environment and how you grew up and the situation you were in. That's what Ludacris, Snoop Dogg, and fucking 50 Cent was doing. It's not just watered down, commercialized pop rap like Drake. So I feel like even them niggas, they still have some merit. Just because they're not fighting for police reform, I mean, I guess, well, like you said, I guess that's just how them niggas are taking it.
Yeah,
That's what they see real hot pass.
and again, and I could see it because again, when you got these niggas doing this, right? We talking about NWA and what they had to deal with. It's like that era bred a lot of socially conscious hip hop, like progressive
Hmm.
rap, damn near. And so again, for a lot of those niggas of that era, bro, when I turn around and I just see you, I got my third rollie on and this shit shining. They
Yeah.
just looking like, yo, this is crazy.
I
like,
fought
like
for this. I
this,
sat in front of Congress like Mark Zuckerberg, and you talk about a rollie?
like this is crazy, bro. Like this is crazy. Like Nancy Reagan was on my ass, and this is what y'all doing?
Shit, well, we know about Nancy Reagan now. She's probably on something else.
Oh, oh no. She was on his front. But I mean, mind you, these niggas had an album called Fear of a Black Planet. Like, really, really, really think about that, brother. In 1990.
Yeah, no, the niggas was literally living in a different time.
Not to mention, yeah, the album before that was called "It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back." Like these niggas weren't subtle about what they what they meant, what this shit meant to them. like, but, but
Yeah, man. You know
anywho,
what? It's
anywho,
just bring back real hip hop, man. We need it.
yeah,
Generation's lost now.
because that'd be my thing. I'm like, bro, I don't even necessarily need like some of that super conscious, rapidy rap, lyrical miracle shit, bro. I just need you niggas to start talking about shit again. I beg of you,
Yeah.
talk about
I feel
anything.
like
That's all I ever ask.
I also feel like even though I don't want to hear the super lyrical conscious shit now, as a kid, I actually really did like it. I feel like I don't know, maybe not maybe because music definitely does influence how, kids act nowadays. But like maybe if kids now were listening to some of that super lyrical shit when they were younger,
Oh yeah,
they'd be different. Because like my
oh
mom was, I was listening to Public Enemy, Jurassic 5. I sound old as hell talking about Jurassic
yeah,
5,
nigga,
but
you are old as hell talking about Jurassic 5.
I was listening to Run DMC, nigga, Dilated People. So I don't listen to that shit now, but that definitely formed like how I act as an adult now.
This nigga was listening to Digital Planets and shit. De La Soul ass nigga.
So I was listening to Common, Refuse to Testify, the Queen Pin. I was listening to all that shit.
Sick ass boy. But yeah, so that's all we got for music. Let's see. Where we at? Where we at? What's the time? Note the time.
You can tell time.
We are at hour and 8 minutes. Okay, not bad, not bad. So
Are we allowed to? Like I know we're not supposed to be reading and writing, but we're allowed to be able to read the time, right?
you mean like us as like potters or like a racial element
I
or like
mean,
what do you mean?
I was just making a slavery joke, like like niggas
Oh
supposed
yeah,
to
yeah.
be
That's
reading
I
and
thought
writing, but like,
that's
can
yeah,
we?
okay.
So we are allowed to tell time though, right? Like we straight on that.
I mean that is reading. It's a form of reading. I don't know. You might want to chill on that.
Me? You just read the time.
I didn't read that. A white man told me what that was.
Is the white man in the room with us now?
Well, technically, yeah, his name's Craig.
Smart ass. You a little bit too smart. I still might have to get massa on you. Listen, listen. I am
nigga,
snitching.
this nigga, he's Boston Richeying.
I'm about,
He's
I'm about to,
yeah, I'm about the Crime Stopper.
I'm about to do the gunner.
Dude, the gunner is crazy. What else we got? What else we got? We got Smite 2. We got NFL shit. We got Sports Illustrated layoffs.
We can do
I wanna-
gaming and then we can go to sports after that.
yeah, and we'll leave that Sports Illustrated shit for some other time. Recipe Sports Illustrated.
They done?
Yeah, they're finished. They're cooked. They let all go of like most of their staff. I think almost all their staff actually.
They
Uh
down bad like that? I know print media is pretty much dead, but don't they have like online Sports Illustrated issues? I guess niggas not paying for it because you can just see pictures and read articles whenever nowadays, right? I mean,
mhm.
what is Sports Illustrated? Do people still even subscribe to Sports Illustrated in 2024?
I couldn't tell you because I know Sports Illustrated has been getting cooked for a while. Like they lost a bunch of their staff not too long ago, like a few years ago as well. Um and it was launched in 54. Let me see. Da, 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 da. I don't know. I don't remember when the hell it went.
Like with the way journalism as a whole is now, and specifically sports journalism, like what's place is there for Sports Illustrated?
Oh, okay, that's what it was. That's what happened. In 2018, Time Incorporated sold all of its magazine titles, including Sports Illustrated, to a corporation.
Mm,
Uh, right, which then sold Sports Illustrated the next year for 115 million. And then when this ABG is the name of the company that bought Sports Illustrated, more than 30% of the staff was laid off.
30%. Now they're laying off what,
And now they're
60%?
laying off the rest, I guess. Yeah,
Ooh,
probably the next 60. Um, Now, granted, it said ABG has sought to monetize the Sports Illustrated brand with planned resorts and casinos. I
how
really
the
hate
fuck
what
do you turn sports into
I
resorts and
hate
casinos?
I hate what hedge funds have done to fucking journalism. I really
Yeah.
do.
What the fuck?
Because it's like y'all niggas will buy Sports Illustrated and say, "Let's do resorts and casinos." Are you fucking dumb?
Yeah, what does that have to do with sports? Sports Illustrated, resorts and casinos?
Yeah, and another thing, that was that story. Last year, Sports Illustrated also had a story. They were accused of publishing fake reviews with fake author names. And
Oh,
do you remember this story at all?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember because they were showing like screenshots from the writers and da da da, and they were like, this is not a real person." So yeah, it's real nasty what's happening in journalism. It's just these people buy these things up, and you're gonna open resorts and casinos with. What are you fucking talking about? Like, I feel like like y'all are ops. Y'all are paid to do this. Y'all get paid to buy
Mhm.
something, devalue
And
it,
then ruin it. Yeah,
siphon it of all its resources and nutrients, and then just toss it away.
literally.
But anyway,
There was a guy that a billionaire that just bought a Boston newspaper,
I'm about to say Boston
and
Richey.
I mean, hey man, talk about it. No, there's a billionaire that owns like a giant media company that owns like, I don't know, a crazy amount of news companies
Hmm.
that has been proven to have a right wing leaning agenda. And they just bought another newspaper and they're already planning to tank that newspaper.
Yay!
It's just life.
Woohoo!
That's what we got going on right now. It's just the way it is.
Woohoo! So let's see.
How do we go from video games to, oh, because we kind of like went on a tangent to Sports Illustrated.
Was we on video games or we was on NFL first, or was it video games then NFL?
We was on video games and then we got sidetracked to
Oh
Sports
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Illustrated.
Okay. So Smite 2, Smite 2, Smite 2, Smite 2, Smite 2, Smite 2. So apparently, what I'm hearing about Smite 2 is that when they spoke to the executive producer and the creative director and the advanced game designer, they admitted that a sequel wasn't in the plans.
I mean, I get it because look at how long it's been supported. It's been supported for, I don't even know when it came out, but I've at least been playing it since like 2017. It probably came out in what, 2014, if that.
They said, well, yeah, it's been about a decade at this point, but they said by the end of 2022 they had an Unreal Engine. Uh, they said they were working on something in the Smite universe for years. So basically, they're figuring out like what else can we do, what else can we try. So they started making up new game modes, doing all of that. And then so Then they got to the Unreal Engine, right? And then they built some new game mode. It was playable the next day, and they was like, "Nah, this shit is kind of tough." And they were like, "Wait, hold on. What if we try building Smite in Unreal Engine 5.2?"
But you
So
got to
then
make a
they
whole new game because the difference between Unreal Engine 3 and Unreal Engine 5 is like night and day. Like you can't just it's not just like upgrading the graphics, nigga.
right.
Everything is different.
So what happened was they built it in
They
Unreal
building
5.
it.
Yes. They builded it in Unreal 5 in about 4 weeks, and then once they saw it, they're like, "Oh, okay." And then that's when they started making the discoveries that there were a ton of issues and slowdowns with Smite 1's development as it related to being in that. They had to come out with a new HUD, da da
Hmm.
da. And then basically they were just saying like we just realized how hamstrung we were by the old technology, and we were like, "Yo, like we can do so much more with
Yeah,
this."
it
And
was literally night and day. Like just from the trailer alone, I know it's still an alpha, but like even alpha already looks better than current Smite, like infinitely better.
yeah, so I was just like, "Look, I'm shit. You already know. You already know. I
I
hope he carries it."
saw some people were complaining that the skins won't carry over, and I saw like an explanation of why that's not possible. And then again, like I just said, it's not like going from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5. It's jumping 2 generations. Literally everything is completely different between 3 and 5. And the developers said if they were to have one person try to import skins, it would take like 8 weeks per skin. And there's hundreds, maybe thousands of skins in the game.
All right, we'll get 8 niggas on
So
it.
anyway, niggas obviously niggas were complaining about that, which I get because some niggas, me included, have spent hundreds of dollars on skins in Smite. So niggas were complaining that you won't get the skins. But Smite, unlike Warzone, where they just said, well, nigga, get over it, get some more skins. Smite at least is going to give you the gems equivalent to the amount of skins that you had. So every skin that you ever bought, every gem that you sold, I mean that you paid, they're gonna give it back to you in the new game. So you could just buy skins with the new gems. So I thought that was really cool because they really should have did that, but they didn't have to because Call of Duty didn't.
Yeah, I'm just reading an article on it now. They're basically saying, yeah, they're gonna carry over gems. They were gonna give people some of the old limited skins. They said there were 70 things that they were tracking. Some of them are like ownership of old limited skins and stuff like that, or like old beta, closed beta Smite One avatars and shit. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, don't fucking waste my time on that, bro. Like on a fucking on an avatar, bro. Like, stop it. Stop wasting y'all time
Avatars was
on it.
trash anyway. There was like no good avatars.
Literally, like, who cares, bro? Cut it out. They did say they weren't going to put it on the Switch due to concerns over its power level, which I thought was hilarious.
I get it. I don't know if you played Smite on the Switch. That shit is
Oh, I have, I have. I went like
yeah,
22-0
yeah. I
with
think
Bologna.
just for the fact that children are getting decimated, just straight up blown out the paint, maybe they shouldn't bring it to Switch.
Maybe they should not.
Like I played a
uh,
game as Loki pre-patch, like the original Loki.
mhm,
I went 32-3.
mhm, yeah,
Them kids, they just don't know what the fuck they're doing on Switch, man. I'm sorry.
yeah, dog. I was 22-0 with Bologna, and I
No,
probably played with Bologna like 3 or 4 times ever.
it almost
Um,
wasn't fun. I was starting to feel bad.
shit, I wasn't. I got my bill was maxed like 3 minutes in.
Hell, God.
I had 5 items like 4 minutes into an arena, man. Let's see, let's see. I guess while we on the topic of terrible Switch ports, let's talk about Monster Hunter Rise. So
Damn.
yeah, I know. Sorry, but so there's been a lot of chatter on the dashboard or in the community about people comparing Rise and World, and um some of it it's just, and this happens. I've seen this happen before in games where shit like this emerges, and I think the only difference I would say though is like for a game like StarCraft, for example, like the first one, StarCraft is a real time strategy game, right?
Mhm,
First one is a specific type of game, it had all these things, da da da. When the second one came out, there were a lot of people who were like, "Oh, I'm never gonna fuck with that."
mhm.
So get that out of my face, and it has stayed that way, like to the point now where The second one had like a little renaissance period, and then it's been slowly ticking down in viewership, while the original one still ticks up to this day, 20 years later. So it's one of those things where like, but the reason why I understand in that circumstance is because those are two drastically different games. They're both real time strategy games, but the graphics are different, the engines are different, the features are a lot of things are different about those two games. What confuses me in this regard is how these two games are so similar. And again, there's quite a few differences. There's plenty of differences. I mean, we noted them when we first started playing Rise because we had put a shit ton of hours into World. Um, but it's just I don't see that big of a difference between these two games for us that for people to have like this blind, like rabid loyalty to one or the other to the point to where it's like, I ain't playing Rise, nigga. Fuck that weak ass shit. I'm playing Iceborne, nigga. You crazy? Like I'm like, bro,
Why
okay.
are so many people just now like bringing this up? Rise has been out for 2 years now.
Well,
PlayStation.
remember what happened was once they announced Wilds. I don't know if you saw the articles. The player
Oh
count
yeah,
on World
it jumped up to like 140,000.
it jumped up to literally levels they hadn't seen since like 2 months after launch.
Yeah,
So, like, mind you, we're talking March 2020. That's the pandemic. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, okay, like, yeah, some mad niggas went back to play World. Now, granted, I personally did not go back to play World because I was like, look, Rise is for the PS5. It's got a lot of upgrades and features that I like. And mind you, me of all niggas, this is why it was so confusing for me because it's like, dog, I couldn't tell you how many hours I have on World. I probably got like 300 or 400. I had when I tell you I had every single Safi Jiva weapon in every single for every
yeah,
class.
yeah.
I got Safi Jiva sword and shield shit I'm never gonna use. Like I had everything. The only thing I didn't have was a full fatality set, but I don't fuck that nigga. But so that why it just used to always confuse me where it's like, don't get me wrong, from a story perspective, World is better. I get that. All I'm gonna say is if you're playing Monster Hunter for the story, you're a fucking nut. What are you doing? Like, I don't trip over watching the cutscenes type shit, but like, why are you like
Nigga,
genuinely
there,
rating the creative writing
yeah,
of Monster Hunter? Like, what are you doing?
there's no
Seriously, what are you doing?
story here. It's it's a village, monsters, save
Defend
village, fight
village.
monsters.
Yeah, right. Fight
That's
monster,
the
save
story,
village, save
nigga.
village, fight monster. Oh, wait. No, sorry, that was save village.
Oh, this monster. Oh, he's not bad. We don't have to kill him.
Okay,
Oh,
okay. Oh, he'll help us save village. Oh, I got it. Got you.
mm,
Got you. He's on.
oh.
He's on our team. So that critique I didn't understand. Quality of life shit. I felt like Rise really addressed a lot of that. Now
We
again,
talked about that when we very first started
very
playing
first.
Rise back in like 2022. Like the quality of life, like we just kept noticing shit that was better than Monster Hunter World.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, mind you, even the addition of followers and all of that shit. It's like, yeah, dog. Yeah, no, y'all was on to something for sure. Like now, what I will say is again, the biggest gripe that we all mentioned was just the expansiveness of World versus Rise. Yeah, for sure. For sure. World just felt like a bigger world, a bigger game. It felt like there
That's
was
what I
more
was
meat to it.
earlier this week. That's what I was saying when it felt like. Now I don't understand people saying like people not liking Rise or having this blind devotion saying I'm only gonna play World until Wildlands or whatever it's called comes out. I don't understand that, but I do notice a clear difference between Rise and World. Like it's a noticeable difference. What I was saying on Twitter. Like there's something just it feels like something's missing from Rise that I can't quite put my finger on. Like the spectacle just isn't here completely. Like World just feels like a more complete game. It feels like a AAA game. This feels not quite indie, but like it's not a full AAA title, which it's reflected in the price because the game is only $39.99. So
Mhm.
it's not a full game, but it's still fun. It's still Monster Hunter. So I don't understand the whole like you said, the blind devotion to just refuse to play it. I don't I don't
Mhm.
understand that.
Now here's one thing I would say, right? One thing I will say, and this I'm in a Reddit thread, the Monster Hunter thread.
Mhm.
This is somebody's pros and cons of World and Rise, and I'm not gonna hold you before I even read this. I'm just let you know this shit is fucking stupid. This
Hmm.
is so fucking stupid. Like these are the reasons why y'all are mad at the previous game. Y'all are just somebody was slurping and you just went with them. You
And
just
what
went
are
with
y'all
them.
even mad about? Y'all don't have to play it.
Hold on,
It
let
was
me tell you.
originally a Switch game.
I would tell you. Here are the cons of Rise compared to World. First one, worst story.
Again, who cares about the story? Nigga,
I'm gonna sit with
any
that though.
game,
Worst story.
any game where there's only dialogue and cutscenes, and when you actually go up to talk to a person, they just make grunts and make you read text. There's no story in my eyes. There's no story.
Right. The
If I
areas
have to slam X and niggas are just grunting at me, the story is dead.
the areas feel very bland compared to the ones in World, but that's subjective, I
I'll
suppose. It is
I'll
because I
agree
don't
with that.
agree.
I agree with that because, like I was saying, I prefer, like, if you look back at like the ice map from World, I like that more than the ice map here. I like the lava
Mhm.
map 10 times more
Yeah.
than
Law
World.
map is definitely
I
better.
like
Yeah.
I like the jungle map 30 times more because, like, remember the canopies, you could climb up the trees and you could have like fights in the treetops,
Yeah.
and then
That's
monsters
true.
would fall down the
Yeah,
canopies
and the
to the
Toby
bottom.
Kadachi will fight you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, yeah. So I agree with that one. I
But
agree.
the maps
That's
are
I agree.
definitely better.
I'll give you that. No investigations for easy material farming and monster hunting in general. Okay.
I will
No.
say, I do miss like hunting the monsters. Like when you get to a location and
Yeah,
like you find snot on the ground or the footprints.
somebody did mention that.
I do
And
like that.
honestly, I thought it was silly at first. I'm thinking, I'm like, no, you're right. You're right. I mean, monster hunting, yes. But then so here's the other one. No daily/weekly login bonus. Hey,
That's fair
that's
because
fair.
nigga you used to get them Steam mail tickets to put in that
Mhm.
contraption.
Now,
Boy,
no creature collecting to display in your house. Give me a fucking break.
nigga, who's going to their house like that to just look at shit?
Village quests and online quests are separated once again. I don't even really know what the hell that means.
Previous games they were like before World, because you know World is like the first mainstream game, but like previous games, it was different.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, these are quality life changes. Whetstones are unlimited. Pickaxes and fishing rods are always in your inventory. Picking up certain items automatically changes them to usable items. Like if you pick up a herb, it'll automatically make a potion.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Hot,
Yeah, the crafting menu in lobby, the crafting pouch is gone. The
right,
only time you craft is like the item
right.
box at the crib.
Hot drinks and cold drinks are no longer needed. You will always see the
Thank
location
God.
of large maps directly on the map. Large monsters directly on the map. Um, yeah. But yeah, no, I literally even seen somebody say Rise is an unfinished game, and I'm like,
That's
I mean, I
crazy.
guess,
That's crazy.
I
Nah.
guess. But that's my thing. Like the shit that blew me is, I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I just like both of them.
Yeah.
I just that's the part that kills me. Like, there are critiques I have of Rise, just like there's critiques I have of a World. But I just don't think that like I don't know. I don't know. Yeah,
I feel like
it
the
just
quality of life stuff that he mentioned at the end makes up for most of the stuff that they were saying was lacking from Rise. Like the whole not having to use hot and cold drinks alone that's good enough for me because that shit was annoying. Just picking up shit and then automatically crafting it, that's a good quality of life change. I feel like they made so many quality of life changes that it makes it worth it just to play this game. I mean, it's a good holdover until the new game comes out because, like you said, we put so many hours into World, we did everything. So like we didn't do everything in Rise, so I want to go back to a game where we fought every monster already,
now one thing I
where there's
will
still
say
monsters to fight here.
is a lot of people's expectations are coming from launch. So then
When it
you get
first
so
launched, it was a Switch game, so of course it has limitations and
right.
isn't going to be as big as World.
Like when it first launched, it didn't have layered armor, it didn't have a bunch of stuff. So it's like, yeah, no, I'm stuck wearing a bunch of hodgepodge bullshit. I look like a fucking idiot. Yeah, no, that pissed me off for sure. Like I got this big ass armor on with these cloth pants with the with a sombrero on and shit. Like I look like an asshole. Like
But my thing is, we're talking about now. Everybody's going back to World and Iceborne because they're
yeah.
excited for the new
So
game.
it should be
So
from the
who cares about
perspective of
launch?
now. Yeah, exactly. It should be a
And
perspective of right
also,
now.
most of the people that are in this thread, I'm assuming, are playing on PC or console. So we're not talking about launch anyway, because when it
Yeah,
was ported
yeah.
to console, it already had layered armor and all the shit that people are complaining about in launch. So you're just complaining to, like, I guess, further your argument, because you didn't even experience having to worry about not having layered armor or any of that stuff if you just played it on PlayStation. It was all
Well,
there.
I think I'm trying to see. It looks like, and maybe I'm wrong about this. I don't know, but it looks like layered armor came with Sunbreak.
That can't be true.
I'm looking. I'm looking. Let me keep looking.
If that When we came to
No,
Sunbreak,
it's
I
not
was
true.
wearing,
No,
yeah, I
it's
was
not.
gonna say, when we came to Sunbreak, I was wearing full Valstrax armor. And I know it was layered. Cause yeah, there was layered high rank armor, and you didn't unlock master rank until Sunbreak.
Yeah. No, that's not true. Never mind. Don't worry about that. But yeah, so needless to say, I'm just like, again, I don't know why we're pitting two bad bitches against each other. This is crazy
Yeah.
because like this is like why would y'all do this? It's like, yo, Beyonce or Rihanna? Which one would you, bro? What? They both fine.
Yes.
Who? Yeah, yes. Which one you got? Which one you going with? All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's play. Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? Like, bro, who you going with? Oh, all right, me too. Me too. The fuck? Me too. So slide on over from Monster Hunter battles to head coaching firings, hirings, and rumors. So, let us talk about who got fired. So Pete Carroll got fired. It was about time. It generally
Mhm.
was about time.
That old man
That's what
football.
happens with a lot of these old coaches. It's just they get stuck in their ways and it just stops working.
Hmm.
And it just, yeah. Now this is a good job. I think this will be a very interesting job for someone to pick up. I think obviously this team doesn't have the same draft capital and like cap space and shit like that. Um, but I think this is still a good opening for somebody. Some candidates. I don't know who would go here. I'm seeing names being put up here, and I have never heard of some of these people. Like Mike Kafka is probably not a real person. You just made that up.
That's a Mike name.
Mike Vrabel, speaking of Mikes, got fired from the Titans. Now
People
this,
said Mike Vrabel. He's a good coach.
no, I think he's a good coach too. I think he needed to go, truthfully, but I do think he's a good coach still.
I hope he goes to the Eagles
Like as a coordinator or some shit.
as the coach. Get rid of Sirianni.
Oh, I don't know if Sirianni's that. We'll get to the Eagles in a second, but so the Titans basically fired Mike Vrabel, and I feel like they should have because at a certain point, it just got to a point where I just keep seeing these decisions from Mike Vrabel that like you're a good coach. I think sometimes you shit the bed. I think sometimes you think too hard about something. Sometimes you don't think hard enough, and I think that seems to cost his team in like weird key moments where like, hey, let's
Yeah.
manage the clock, and then they don't manage the clock, or hey, let's call timeout here, let's challenge here, let's do this, let's do that, and it just don't seem to work out. Like he's a solid coach beyond all of that, but I think that's where.
It's like bad game management, but good play calling.
Well, I was actually gonna say I think I hate the fucking play calling as well.
So then, what part of the coaching is good?
I think the
The
players love him.
locker room presence. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
players love him. I think that goes a long way. I think this team probably would be a 3 or 4 win team if they didn't love him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ron Rivera got fired. I think similar to Pete Carroll, same sort of thing. Solid guy who's just an old head who just listen. Your philosophy don't work no more. Like either you
Hmm.
shift it up, switch it up, or it's just chopped. Eric Bean and Meanie was there. He did well for that offense for a little while, but then of course, it just kind of became too much to expect that offense to do it every week. Who else? Arthur Smith. Thank God this guy gets fired. This guy stinks, bro. Don't no one give him another job. Do you understand?
He's gonna be the
Nobody
next
give him
Matt
a job.
Patricia. He's gonna always have a job.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Then I'll always be one of his haters. Oh shit! But apparently they interviewed Bill Belichick. Then they interviewed Jim Harbaugh. which I was just like, "You're not getting Jim Harbaugh. Are you dumb?" I don't think you're getting Bill Belichick either. But this is not too bad of a place to go if I'm Bill Belichick. I'm not gonna hold you. Solid enough roster. They got a good cap space. I mean, I could see it.
Yeah,
I could certainly see it. And it's in a weak division. Think about it. It's in a weak division right now. If Bill was playing chess, not checkers, this would be a solid choice. So the Chargers have an opening. Brandon Staley got fired. This one I think is gonna be tough because the Chargers are projected to be $35 million over their salary cap next year.
each.
Um, they need a new GM and a new head coach. Yeah, Bill loves a weak division. And truth be told, his divisions when he was with the Patriots, I would argue they were weak at first, and then they got better, but then they just remained weak because you're guaranteed to take 2 losses to me every year.
Yeah,
The Panthers job, this is probably the least appealing job of any and all the
nigga.
jobs out
I
here.
would rather retire than go coach the Panthers.
Mhm. Mm-mm-mm. Good luck. Best of luck for y'all. Um, so it's looking like it's probably gonna be their defensive coordinator, uh, or their current interim head coach who used to be the special teams coordinator. So it's gonna be one of the two that probably gets this job. Let's see. The Raiders hired Antonio Pierce officially today. Gerard Mayo got hired by the Patriots. This was a very interesting hiring.
Yeah,
I think given that Gerard Mayo has been with the Patriots for 7 years and he was on Bill Belichick's coaching staff for the last 4 years,
it seemed like an obvious choice, right?
it's really an obvious choice, and I think he gives them some defensive grit, da da da, all of that. And I'd be curious to see what he does. I think while the Panthers job is probably the worst, I would argue maybe the next worst might be these niggas.
Especially as a black man.
Well, yeah, especially as a black man in New England, like best of luck, brother. Because
Nigga,
the
the
first,
first loss.
yeah, no, listen, I hope he does well, and I literally hate the Patriots, but I hope he does well strictly from the sense of like I saw when he gave his first what do you call it, like presser, and they were
Mhm.
basically asking him about race and being the first black coach, and he was like, "Oh, look, well, anybody who don't see race is like probably can't see racism, and that's the problem. We need to be able to see it, identify, it, and da da da." And would you believe white folks hated that?
Oh, of course.
But I thought that was hilarious. Like a nigga now I'm in trouble because I see racism. That's crazy.
Yeah, Fox News were calling the new coach of the Patriots woke. Eat a dick.
Woke is just like the N word rebranded. I swear.
Yeah.
And then not to mention it's like all the slurs into one. Like
I was
because
saying it's not the N word specifically, it's just minority in general.
yeah, it's just any slur you could like. I literally saw it was some girl who was some big girl who was cheerleading. And it was like, I can't believe cheerleading's gone woke. And I was like, when have you ever cared about cheerleading? Would you shut the fuck up?
And
Who
also, you can't
cares?
even say when did it go woke. There's always been big girls in cheerleading.
Literally, you always needed one at the bottom to
Yeah,
make
you
sure
need
like
some at the
that
base.
there was always a stocky gymnast required or stocky cheerleader required. So who fucking knows? But yeah, so those are all the joints. Those are all the joints. I guess what we can do is then review the wild card games that just passed because boy, did we have some stinkers. First one
Yeah.
up, the Houston Texans throttle the Browns. I gotta admit, I did not see this coming.
I
I
didn't
thought
either. I thought for
Houston.
sure Browns are gonna win.
Yeah, I listen. I thought I had Browns winning. I thought it'd be close. I saw a world where Houston could win. Didn't think it'd be this vicious. Also didn't think Joe Flacco would throw 2 back-to-back pick sixes, but here we are. And
Yeah.
that really put it out the game. That put the game away, like at that point, because it was like, dog, they were down, I think, 10 points, and then 2 pick sixes made it a 24-point game. It's a wrap. It's over. It's over.
Hmm.
What else? See, what else happened in the wild card? Kansas City, Miami played in the fucking Ice Bowl. Miami Tua looked like fucking Tito from Rocket Power. Pat
I was
Mahomes.
really expecting more from them. I knew the cold was gonna be an issue, but I didn't think it was gonna be like a showstopper.
Yeah, I mean nothing worked. Like the run game didn't look great.
How
And
you
then even
can't even run the ball? Like I understand not be able to throw it. I mean, like you're from Hawaii, you don't know what it's like to be below 30 degrees, but like how
eh,
you can't even run the ball?
I thought the other crazy part was yet again we watched another game where Pat Mahomes receivers couldn't catch a fucking cold and they still get it done. Like I watched Travis Kelsey drop two passes myself. Like I literally watched
Mhm.
one and I was like, there goes one. And it was early on, and now I seen another one, there goes two. Like and it just and they still win by 19. And then I'm
Rasheed Rice
sure
was out there, he was carrying. That's
oh
what it
yeah, he was
was.
hooping. That nigga was niggas said I'm Devontae Adams. Watch this.
Literally, yeah.
I'm sure Marquez Valdez Scantling had his daily drop.
Kadarius
Uh
Toney was inactive, coaching decision, so he couldn't get his daily drop, unfortunately.
But don't worry because Richie James got one for him. He said, I got you, folk. What else? What else? Green Bay and Dallas. Boy.
Another unexpected game. Like
I gotta admit, I did not see this coming.
yeah,
I
no,
I figured the Cowboys would choke and lose. I just simply did not think it would look like this.
yeah.
I couldn't
Especially
have.
he went out the same way as fucking as the Browns. Two back-to-back picks. One was a pick six.
I would argue his is worse. I would argue theirs is worse because there was a point in time
The
where the
game was
Browns.
unmanageable.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Think about it. The Browns went into half down 10. That game was close until basically the second half. The Cowboys were never in that game at any point in the game.
yeah.
Y'all were yeah. The first quarter, I'll give you that. It was 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Then it was 27-7 at half, and then it just got worse. Dak Prescott, boy, oh boy, oh boy. What do I say?
That's what Jerry was calling him.
You know what? You know what? Let's get the pack Dak in a let's get the pack Prescott in a second.
Dak Prescott.
Let's talk about Jordan Love because my this nigga was out there getting whatever he
He's elite.
wanted.
He's elite.
I'm never gonna say that, but he was
He's
out there getting
elite.
whatever he wanted. He like whatever him and bro, Aaron Jones was
I nigga,
violating.
nobody in their right mind could have told me that Aaron Jones was going to have 3 touchdowns.
Like and Aaron Jones is like that. It's just like he was injured most of the season, so that shit. I
Yeah,
forgot
I
he was
haven't
even
had a
playing.
chance to see him be like, yeah, exactly.
I forgot his ass was even playing. But this game was crazy. Like Dak Prescott looked horrible. He looked off all night. Tony Pollard couldn't get too much of nothing going. And like
And
I'm looking at the
Dak and
stats.
CeeDee Lamb just were not on the same page at all.
Yeah, like it's funny because I'm looking at the stats now. If you look at the stats, you would wonder like how was this a 16-point game? Like, well, stats
Because
don't tell
Dak
you
finally woke up when it didn't matter.
in garbage time, and then put together a nice little. Who was it? No,
400 yards.
Jake Ferguson was going crazy in garbage time, but he was going
Yeah,
crazy in garbage time. But yeah, this is I love to see this. This is great. Like when I saw this, I said, yeah. I was happy and mad at the same time. I was happy that the Cowboys were choking, but I hated how bad of a choke it was.
I was just happy all around because I actively wanted the Cowboys to lose because like every rational human being, I hate the Cowboys. But um like you said, Dak was going stupid in garbage time. So my bet still hit. So it was a win-win
Oh,
situation, like the
nice,
best of
nice,
both
nice.
worlds.
Oh, that's
That nigga,
wonderful.
I had him for 284 yards and I had CeeDee Lamb for 8 receptions. Garbage time hit both of those. Dak fucking smashed that 284 yards.
Yeah, sure did. On to the next one. The Lions. I actually didn't watch any of this game, so
I
I couldn't
watched
tell you.
nigga. That was a game. They was out there
Yeah,
playing.
yeah. I'm just looking at the stat sheet. These boys was damn. Puka was hooping.
They was playing
Bro,
right in the playoffs.
is Cooper Cup cooked? What's going on?
I don't think he's cooked. I watched the game. It's not like he was dropping balls or anything. It's just uh Puka was just Matt was just giving it to Puka. That
Like
was
I
that
watch,
was it.
I'm just looking at the last 5 games, right? I watched him violate the Baltimore Ravens. He was cooking the Commanders, and then against the Giants, New Orleans, and the Lions, he didn't have over 50 receiving yards once.
I think the issue isn't that he's cooked because I watched these games. It's not like he's dropping a bunch of passes like Mike Evans. It's just maybe he's cooked in the sense that he's not able to get open like Puka can.
9 targets turning into 27 yards is fucking disgusting. That's
On
actually
paper,
crazy.
on paper stats wise, that sounds crazy, but like watching the game, it's not like he's the ball's getting in his hands and he's dropping it. Matt
Yeah,
Stafford
no,
has it
I
under
don't treat it like
control.
that. I think to me it just sort of seems like the rhythm is a little off because it's
Yeah,
like, for example, is Puka 10 targets, 9 catches, caught everything. Cooper Cup 9 targets, 5 catches. If Coop not dropping it, what does that mean? That means you ain't putting it where it need to be.
yeah.
So I don't know. I guess his shit is a little
I
off
don't
with
think
him.
again. I don't think he's watched, but like you said, the rhythm is probably off
No,
because
I
he
wasn't
started the
seriously
season
asking if he's
injured.
washed. He's fucking
Money
Cooper
game.
Cup. Like a nigga had 200 back-to-back 100-yard receiving games before doing nothing. So like I know the nigga still got it because why the hell wouldn't he have it? Especially
I mean,
after taking 3 games off.
sometimes the wide receiver and the quarterback just to be out of sync. I mean, look at Dak and fucking CD Lamb.
Yeah,
Nigga,
that's
CD
true.
Lamb just had a generational performance 2 games before that.
Yeah, so I mean, listen, but people, I tell you, a couple people were not sold on the Lions, and I was trying to tell niggas, listen, dog. I know it's the Lions. I know, guys. I'm not
It's not
unaware
the
of that.
same Lions, man. Y'all
It
niggas
just
know
ain't the same
niggas
Lions.
is used to the Lions being the Lions. It's not like that no more. Y'all gotta see the light.
So the next game was the Bills Steelers. I watched this whole game. Boy, did I not give a fuck.
I watched it
Uh,
too. I
I I will say something. I do not want to see the Steelers play football anymore. I've had enough. I genuinely have had enough. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to watch Najee Harris run into the back of his lineman all game. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to watch George Pickens have to make a spectacular catch or just not get the ball. I don't want to see it anymore.
I want the Steelers to get a totally different team. That's what I want because I like Mike Tomlin. But look what he has to work with.
Like Mason Rudolph is starting important games for you right now.
Like, yeah, that's crazy. Mason Rudolph. When y'all just hired Kenny Pickett, why wasn't he playing?
That's actually a good question. I think he was either injured or he just
No,
stunk.
no, he wasn't injured. He was injured, but the injury was healed. They still chose to go with Mason Rudolph over him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all got a problem. Y'all had to go from fucking y'all went from Pickett to who was it before Mason Rudolph? Maserati Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
He
y'all
wasn't
scraping the
there.
bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, y'all are. There's nothing going on here. Stefan also having another stinker is crazy. Like I seen somebody post his stat line at the end of the season, like his last 10 games. It was very tough to watch. It was tough to look
Oh
at.
yeah, can only imagine. I don't know what it is either. Like, I don't know.
Oh my
All I
god,
know
look
is
at this one. 11 targets was turned into 24 receiving yards.
that's fucking insane. No, that's crazy.
That is sickening, bro. That is sickening. That nigga has not gone over. Oh man, this is bad, bro. In the month of December, this nigga had 24 receiving yards, 48, 29, 26, and 87. Get me out of here.
I don't know what the issue is there.
I don't
Um,
know what it is either. Granted, niggas like, well, they still winning games without it. I'm like, they're 11-6. How many games have they won without it?
hmm,
Like, I get what y'all saying, like, but like, let's let's be real here. They've won their last what? I think 4 games or 5 games to get in here or some shit like that. I think that's
Yeah,
what
they
it
went on a
was.
little good run. But also they started running the ball a lot more. A
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
more.
yeah, 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 yeah. And that was the key difference. Like,
Yeah.
which granted, listen, whatever works, works, right? So like, because we've done year after year of Stephon Diggs having 8 catches, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, and y'all lose. So it's like, look, if the goal of us winning is me having 50 receiving yards on 6 catches, okay, I'll just see if I can try to get a tutty. And finally, our final wild card game of the weekend was the Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
God awful, atrocious.
Eagles fans look away.
That's why it's beneficial to be a fan of multiple teams. Because I'm from Detroit, so I'm by default a Lions fan. So I'm an Eagles fan, but as long as the Lions still in the playoffs, it's not too bad.
Yeah, um, the Eagles sucked.
Yeah, horrendous, terrible ball.
And the funniest part was they didn't necessarily suck from like a performance perspective. Like it was just listen, Brian. I did not know until the other day that Brian Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, is a black man, and I felt so bad for what I was about to do to that nigga. I was just like, "Oh, brother, I didn't know. I didn't know. Oh, I'm gonna do you so sickening.
It needs to
I'm
be
gonna
some
do."
sort of disclaimer.
Yeah, I listen. I promise you, I'm not anti-black. I can assure you, I'm not. However, however, this nigga, you can be. Listen to me, Brian Johnson. Go be a special advisor, a consultant, an assistant, anything where you are not the man in charge. Just don't be the guy who other people have to answer to. I want you answering to other people. Do you understand? Because when you call that Julio Jones play action screen on 3rd and 14, it makes me want to do something very vicious to you. Do you understand, brother?
That tweet had me fucking crying. Where it was the meteor coming towards the world and said, "What are you doing in this situation?" And they said, "Run a screen to 74-year-old Julio Jones."
Yeah,
That shit had me fucking crying.
literally, like, bro, I'm sorry. Between the QB draws, the lack of run game, and the dog shit screen passes, no, bro, no, no more, no more, no more. Don't let him do this any longer, guys. Please, please, don't let him do this anymore.
He can't keep getting away with it, surely.
They said apparently the head coach wouldn't let them install options for the blitz, bro. I don't know what to say.
I
I
told you Nick
don't know.
Sirianni was a problem. I told you.
I don't. All right, listen. This is just a strange game plan. And I think my problem with the Eagles' game plan is just like they're like the way they play it out just doesn't work. It's just nasty. Like, uh, hold on. Let me think. Yeah, basically, he was pretty much saying that, like, listen, Brian does a big, big chunk of it because he manages the game. So he's basically saying, oh boy, pretty much said, this is mostly Brian.
But who
Yeah, and
hired Brian?
you said what?
I said, but who hired Brian?
Well, he was even saying, Nick Sirianni even said this himself, his own words, right? He said, but what's really hard, I think, and I've seen this plenty of times in this league, is if Brian would call a play and I go, no, I try not to do that to him. Start doing it to him.
Nigga, yeah, you're the head coach. That's literally your job.
He said, I'm not going to do that because that really puts the play caller and the offense in a bind. My brother in Christ, the offense is binded already. I don't know what to do. I listen. My whole thing is just the defense stinks right now because Matt Patricia's there. Another guy I've been told y'all to stop fucking hiring, and you niggas just keep giving this bum ass nigga a job. Y'all keep giving this nigga a job. That nigga should be bagging groceries, bro.
Something, nigga. Go do high school football.
Nigga, go. I can't say it on air because I'm trying to find a demeaning job, but I don't want to demean somebody who has that job. But I want him working it. Terrible, bro. The nigga's terrible. Like, oh, that was the other thing. That was the other thing I meant when we was talking about terrible niggas. The other bum nigga, Bill O'Brien, is
Yeah.
has left. I forgot where that bum ass nigga was, but he left and he went to go be the offensive coordinator for Ohio State, which I thought was so funny because Ohio State's kind of struggling right now, and you hired the bum of all bums. Oh man, yeah,
I
this
don't
will go.
understand like what the thought process is for hiring
Now,
these coaches.
now this one I get. Somebody else said it online. I was like, maybe there's something to that. They were basically saying like Ryan Day, the coach of Ohio State, is under some fire, right?
Mhm.
And he is, again, once all it takes is you losing to Michigan once, and niggas is already talking about firing.
Yeah.
But again, I think he's lost to them twice in a row. Let me say Ryan Day, Michigan record. It is 1-2. So he's lost to them twice, right? Both of them last 2 seasons he's lost to them. So that's really all it takes to to lose your job over there. It's just lose against that one damn team.
Yeah.
Like you can go 11-1, it don't matter. You can't beat them, nigga. We gotta get you out of here. But it's funny because Ryan Day was under a bunch of heat. So my whole thing was, I get it because you hire Bill O'Brien, and here's how it plays out: one of two ways, right? Well, it's a few different ways, but these are the most likely ones. Bill O'Brien makes it about 8 games, maybe 9. The offense looks decent, but not good. You fire him. Y'all look good for the rest of the few games. You lose to Michigan anyway, but that buys you an extra season. The
Strategy.
other
Smart.
strategy. I got to keep this job. Got to keep this job now. The other option is you hire Bill O'Brien. It stinks all season, and that probably buys you an extra 2 seasons, truthfully.
Yeah. Let them go a season after that.
So I think either way, I think this is a masterful gambit. This is a man who wants to keep his job by any means necessary. Like, and it's a fine line between handicapping yourself to keep your job. It almost sounds crazy, but
No, I get
yeah.
it. The tank is in full effect.
Well, less of a tank because it's college, but yeah. So moving forward, we got what's in the divisional round this weekend? We got Houston versus Baltimore. That is going to be a fire game. All these games are going to be pretty fire.
Yeah.
Houston and Baltimore home. That should be a good one. Lamar, please do
Baltimore
not.
gotta smoke these niggas.
Baltimore, Lamar, please do not. Please don't pull a James Harden. I beg of you, because they've been saying that about you. They've been saying when the playoffs come, you look regular. Please don't let them do that again.
No, this
Um,
season he got it this season. He's going all the way.
let's hope. Let's hope. Green Bay, San Francisco. I think it will be an interesting game.
I'm giving it to Green
Um,
Bay.
I'm giving it to San Fran by a lot, but I think if San Fran, because I don't know, San Fran, I think their offense might come out stale, and I think if that happens, this game will be a lot closer than we think.
Mhm.
But given just what I think San Fran wins by 10, maybe 13.
On paper, everything considered, they should win.
Mm-hmm. Tampa Bay versus Detroit, bro. If Detroit's not in the conference championships, then y'all only have yourselves to blame. Like, get
Yeah,
Tampa
no,
Bay the
yeah,
fuck out of here. These
yeah.
niggas should not. First off,
They shouldn't be
when
here to begin with.
they shouldn't be even in the fucking playoffs, bro. But it's cool. It's cool because that whole division shit, and you was in a stinky doodle division. Like, somebody get these niggas out of here. The Eagles should have did it, and they choked like hell. But now that I'm thinking about it, this is scaring me because the Eagles had that weird situation going on. The Bucks took advantage of that. The Lions sometimes get a little stagnant on. I hope Tampa Bay does not make a deep run off of you niggas choking it away. I really hope so. I really hope that's not the case. I really hope y'all, because somebody has to beat this team, and it should be any of y'all. Any team left in the playoffs should beat these niggas. But
I'm not worried about it. I don't think I know the Lions got it. Niggas playing off of perk 30 right now.
yeah, and finally we got the Kansas City Buffalo rematch for the 19th time. I think the Bills take this one.
I do
I
too.
think I think
I
the
do
Bills
too.
take this one on. Well, it depends. It does depend, but I think the Bills take this one. I think the run game will be enough. I think Pat Mahomes is gonna have the same problems he always does, which is his niggas are gonna drop the ball, da da da. But I think against this offense, especially when they've changed their whole offense and they've got energy for this team, like they
Mm-hmm.
got like they want to get back. So it's like I could just see this being a game where Buffalo takes this one.
Handedly.
I think that could happen. I just don't. It's hard to say Pat Mahomes will ever lose handedly. Like Pat Mahomes will lose by more than like 13 or more than that's like one possession game. I could see 7 points. I could see maybe 10. But all right. Where are we on the time now? We are at about 2 hours on the dot. Look at that. Look at that. We didn't even get into the tunnels, did we?
I mean, niggas know about the tunnels already anyway.
Yeah, listen, look, they found them niggas with the hats in the tunnels, and it was kind
With
of
the
crazy.
hats, the
It
sideburns too. The little Jerry curl on the side. They was there.
Yeah, what product they use for that? Because it's got to be kosher too, right?
Nigga, I have been wondering, like, how do you just go out two super long strands of hair and nothing else and like have it curl down like that? Like, y'all, it's got to be some sort of a kosher S curl formula to get it to dangle like that.
Mm-hmm. Kosher S curl, yo, that's gotta be a kosher S curl for me. Come on, man. But but yeah, so one thing I will say, what I was saying about like the investigation part is that I don't think there will be an investigation really deeply into this, because I think what people fail to realize is that most of these Orthodox Jewish communities, especially the ones in New York, especially in Brooklyn, these niggas are countries within New York. I don't think y'all understand that. Like they are their own country, basically.
How?
I'm not here to tell you how. I mean, that's just I'm not here to tell you how. But that's just the truth of the matter. You ask niggas from Brooklyn, from New York, in some of these neighborhoods, they know what they know how it go. They got their own police force, their own schools, their own firefighters, their own
They on
construction
police
companies.
force.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Yes, yes.
when when niggas had the Black Panthers, they made every effort imaginable to get them niggas out of here.
Yeah, well,
That's
look
crazy.
when you
Wow.
call you over there, you don't call no nine. This is a separate number, nigga. Like you call the kosher cops.
The kosher cops.
But so anyway, so that's why I'm like I just don't think there'll be any investigation because nobody wants to do that. They made it clear that these niggas can run their own shit, and so hey, look, y'all got a ton under there. Well, that's weird, but we'll
And
just
you know what? You're right
we'll
because
just close it up
they
and keep it
felt
moving.
they felt really bold to clash with those cops, and the NYPD is not known for
Yeah,
being
they're
civil with
they're they're
civilians,
restrained. Yeah,
and they was clashing with them cops like they ain't give a damn. So
they
they
didn't because they also knew them cops wasn't finna do shit.
yeah, so you definitely right. They definitely got their own shit going on to where they feel comfortable.
Now again, one thing I will say, there was a guy who originally posted a video about this. There's some nigga from TikTok, and one thing I thought was really hilarious, and I can't. It's just one of those stories where once he says it, I'm just like, you can't possibly believe that. This guy said he was surprised at the amount of anti-Semitism that emerged as a result of this, and I was just like,
No, you can't
you
possibly believe
couldn't
that.
be any dumber, could you? Like this is just this is bad PR. Like this was just a bad time to give it up like this because, huh, yeah. No, this is just not good. This is not a good time for you to do that, bro. Like this is just wasn't a
The
good time to do it.
irony of tunnels.
Right, yeah, right. The irony of tunnels underneath New York, and it's that demographic. Yeah, no. Again, to say that you didn't understand or you didn't think like, oh, I just didn't like it was like it was one of those unintended consequences. Like, damn, I didn't know that's how it, brother. You've got to be more serious. You have got to
Nigga,
be more serious.
even without the current world climate, nigga, I mean, niggas is always they've always had it out for anti-Semitism. So anytime a conspiracy comes out like tunnels under New York, nigga, you know what comes with that territory.
Oh yeah, and don't get me wrong, like that's when it got real. Like one thing I will say is I did see some of it where niggas was bringing up there was like apparently so there's this case from the 19 excuse me from 1475 and this is basically a dog whistle.
$14.75.
If you ever hear a nigga bring up Simone of Trent or Simon of Trent, that just understand you were talking to a neo-Nazi most likely. But it was basically some story about some alleged ritual, offing by a specific group of folks. Um, and yeah, so it's supposed to be like, yeah, it was just, yeah, one of them old stories, da da da. But when you hear that brought up, like if you ever hear Simone of Trent brought up, just understand who you're dealing with.
I don't think nigga like that would be talking to me personally about that.
No, I can see that. Oh, speaking of that, hold on, I'm gonna post it in the general chat. I'm not gonna say anything about this out loud because it was insane. There's an account that I saw earlier today. I have got to be perfectly honest with you. This was simply the most racist Twitter page I've ever fucking seen in my life. I've never seen anything racist in a Twitter page. Like I've never seen it. Like first I look, hold on, just peep that one real quick.
Oh man, this is nuts. This
Like,
is
bro,
this is
Elon Musk should not have been able to do like he is a problem. And he simply should not have been able to do this. And
nigga.
we made a
This
mistake.
this looks like something from a Wolfenstein game. This is cartoonish.
But bro, go
That's
to that page and I
crazy.
promise you every post is out. I just
How'd you even find this page?
um somebody retweeted that exact picture I sent you, and it was just like, yeah, like I remember on this website where you used to be able to do da da da. Now you just see the most outlandishly racist shit you've ever seen in your life.
The
And then I clicked through to the page, and I was like, oh wow, this is racist.
this
Like,
the very first post, the one under the pin post. This is crazy.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. There were some other ones like it's just nothing but memes and like it's bad out here. It's bad, boy.
How is this even allowed? This is just open hate speech.
Yeah, literally the third post down. Like, bro, how like like, bro, okay. So we could just do whatever, I guess, huh? No, man. Not do you see the one with the game? Hold on, let me post this in the chat. We can get the fuck up out of here after this, but this is insane, bro. You don't even gotta click through. Just look at what I'm showing you.
And they're just 150,000 followers. And
If you want to just hear some more racism, watch the video of that thing I just sent you and listen to the sound.
oh, I didn't even consider the sound. Oh my god.
Just pay close attention to the jumping noise.
I'm gonna do that off stream. I don't want it to play through my mic.
Oh yeah, true. And then even like oh my god, the mattress being this is insane. This is insane. How do you get away with this? Seriously.
Literally, this is
How do you get away with this? I don't understand. I'm sorry, that Beware was the most insane one that I've ever seen. That that is you are telling us directly how racist you are. Like you are simply telling us straight up. Oh, hold on, I got another one. Then we can wrap this up real soon. I'm gonna delete all these from my Discord because if they see this will put me on a watch list.
yo. This is insane. This is fucking insane.
This is worse. Holy shit! Oh my god! How do you get away with this? How are you allowed to do this? I'm so serious, bro. I'm so fucking serious. How? How are you allowed to do this?
This is like something that you would see on 4chan. Like, I this is bad, Skip.
This is very bad, bro. This is atrociously bad.
150,000 followers.
Mm-hmm. 150,000. I mean, it just simply doesn't get it doesn't get
Oh
any
my god.
better. Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeesh.
I didn't even get down this far when I first like this is crazy. I just don't know how you're allowed to be this racist. Like I
No,
simply don't.
no, I know how you're allowed to be this, but I don't know how you're able to openly be like, nigga.
And it's everybody. Like if you're not a
It's
white man,
literally
it's
everybody that's
everybody, yo. Like
everybody. It's nigga. It's just even white women getting it. It's literally
yeah,
just
white
white. If
women,
you're not a white man,
LGBT, fat people, bro. If you're not a white man who's able-bodied, you are getting it.
equal opportunity hate farmer. This is insane. And they're verified, so you know they're getting paid off of this too. Cause you know niggas can't just ignore shit, so you know niggas gonna respond to it.
Yeah, sure. That blue check, man. Remember the old days where like blue checks were reserved for like I don't know, like Al Jazeera and like UNICEF or something,
Yeah,
like the New York
remember those
Times
days fondly.
maybe, or like Microsoft.
Yeah,
And now anyone can get a check, including I don't even want to say these niggas' names. Actually, I
no,
probably
we're
I,
not giving these niggas free
yeah
promo.
no, not even promo. I feel like go report these niggas, please.
We got Richard Spencer on steroids. We got every Proud Boy hit the fusion dance together, just like multiplication, just two fusion dance, two, and it's like 32 niggas on each side fused. And so it's like 64. It's just this is crazy.
Yeah, this is very crazy. All right, let me get up out of here. This is nuts. All right, hold on. Let me make sure I delete all these messages. Yes, sir. Get that up out of here. That up
Sorry,
out
your
of here.
catalog. Your data has already been collected.
Well, I mean, I've literally recorded something about it. So, I mean, I will have video evidence of why these are here. But yeah, man. So look, it's been good. It's been great.
Well, up until the end.
I mean, yeah, yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, that's it. That's it, man. Any closing thoughts?
No, I'm in awe.
It's like sometimes, sometimes they say racism is funny. That wasn't as funny as
That
I'd
wasn't
like for
funny.
it to be.
That was not funny. I think the sheer brazenness of it is a little funny. Like
Yeah,
I
the
feel like
fact
that's
that you are just simply speaking however you want.
yeah, speaking however you want, but obviously there's no face behind it. Obviously, because you won't stand on those views because you know it's over for you. You get caught saying even one of these posts is enough to get a nigga done up.
Hmm. Meanwhile, this nigga have a whole page dedicated to it. I mean, and mind you, like these aren't like Heidi posts, bro. These are blatant.
Yeah, these not dog whistles. These are fucking tactical nukes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, episode 122, baby. It's been good. It's been great. Never mind. I can't say that. I was gonna say so, but I was like, nah, that won't beat the allegations. Um, it's good. It's been great. And if you hear something in your walls, just see if you can figure out what language it is. Other than that, y'all be easy. Y'all be good. And peace. Take care. Have a good one.